In no department. Speed. Power. Chance. Heart. None.
Alright.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap a troll with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck a troll what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time that Lester been black and eyes like Debo.
Like Debo?
And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Gon' watch me, you gon' steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8.
7-8.
And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I don't mess around, I don't fuck around. But I fuck around, not wear my crown.
Fuck around, not wear my crown.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. This trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. There you go talking that boxing again. There you go talking that boxing again.
Yeah, what it do? What it do? Y'all already know what it is. When you come in the building, smash on that like button and hop in the comments and let me know you in the building. What's happening with it? Valentine, what's good with it? Matthew Valentine off in the building. PLG Scott, what's happening? I read your comment and you could be the first to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to waste no time. You could be the first to get it. I'm going to drop, like I said, it's an open panel today. For real. So we're not going to do all that. Here we go. I'll drop the link and you could be the first to get it. I'm going to sit back. If you want to grab this link, I'm going to let you talk and go ahead and get your point across. The link is right there in the chat. Whoever wants smoke, you can grab the link today. It's free links. Mike Ryan, what's happening? He said, give Jermall a shot because of his athleticism and his power and chin. Canelo knock out Demetrius Andrade. He said he gives Jermall a shot. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm a bigger fan of Jermall Charlo than I am of Canelo. But, I got to keep it 100 when we talk about it. So we're going to talk about today. And like I said, anybody that want to get it, I got time today. Stan Swoosh, what's happening with it? What's good? They already got me fired up. These motherfuckers done blocked me for 30 days on Facebook for nothing. All I did was post up Demetrius Andrade. It said, you know what I'm saying? I told everybody, come to the panel if you want any smoke. If you think that this clown, they blocked me for this shit, for saying this on Facebook. I don't see if y'all can read it. Facebook be on some bullshit. Facebook be on some bullshit, man. I'm telling y'all, these motherfuckers blocked me for anything. They didn't block me for 30 days for putting this up. That's all I said, if y'all can read this shit. They blocked me for 30 days for saying this shit. Facebook on some whole shit. I'm gonna start fucking with Facebook for real. Liam Davies says John Ryder and Eubank is the guy to beat Canelo. Hey, I need some of that shit. I need some of that gas you smoking. PLG Scott says, I'm here, fam. I wish I could, bro. You gonna make me get a setup. Damn, I lost it in jump. He said, okay. He said, you're gonna make me get a setup and champ side and money get me ready anyway. He said, you're gonna make me get a setup. You and champ side and money get me ready anyway. Let me see. Kristen Gallego says, I think Plant has a better chance than Charlo, as he's more of a trouble for Canelo due to his style. Charlo is more entertaining fight, but doesn't give Canelo as much trouble as Plant. I don't have no problem with that neither, man. But Sylvester 2011, what's good with you? What's happening with it? Yeah. And like I said, let me see. Hold on. What else? Ooh. And like I said, y'all hit that like button. Smash on that like button when you come in the building. You know what I'm saying? Smash on the like button. Yeah, y'all smash on that like button as you come in the building. PLG Scott says, I think Canelo can't say Demetrius ain't fought nobody because nobody he fought have. I don't know. We're going to get into it. Like I said, we going to get into it in all y'all out here with that hate in your heart. Hey, I'm finna dig into all of that shit. I'm finna dig into all of it. I'm finna cook today. You better believe that. Christian Gallegos, my pound for pound top 5 right now. Real talk, it's crazy because me and Money was talking about this shit last week. I got Canelo number 1. I got Errol Spence number 2. I got Jermall Charlo number 3. I got Terrence Crawford number 4. And for number 5, I ain't really thought about number 5 yet. And the reason that I have my list like that is because of what the fighters are doing and what they've done in their career. That's why my list is like that. I go off of who you fought, who you beat, and what you've done in your career. Can't nobody, a lot of people say, oh, well, Canelo ain't fought, such and such and such and such. Okay, I agree with some of that shit. But look who he has fought. And so when you compare him to the other guys, that's if you got Terrence Crawford on your pound for pound list, right? Who the fuck he fought? So you can't say that, oh, well, Canelo ain't fought such and such and such and such, but you have Terrence Crawford as your pound for pound number 1. You can't say that because if you're saying that Canelo is not pound for pound number 1 because he ain't fought Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo. Let's just use their name for example. Then you got to look at all the motherfuckers that Terrence Crawford ain't fought. And then you compare their resume, it ain't no comparison. So, right? So that's why I got him number 1. I got Errol Spence number 2 because look at what Errol Spence has done in the sport. Look who he has fought in the sport. Liam Davies, he cleaned up 135 and 140, right? He did that, right? But who did he fight at those weight classes? You see what I'm saying? And what is he doing now? What has he been doing lately? He a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a hell of a fighter. But at the end of the day, it's about what you've been doing. You feel me? So Errol Spence, look at his resume. Look what he's been doing. I don't give a fuck what no clown talking about, oh, he ain't fought nobody. Fuck you mean he ain't fought nobody, right? Then you look at Jermall Charlo. Look what Jermall Charlo has been doing. Look at what Jermall Charlo has done, right? So he fighting all of the hitters in his weight division. He was supposed to fight Hurd. You know what I'm saying? Hurd is the reason that fight didn't happen. You feel what I'm saying? He's supposed to fight J-Rock. J-Rock the reason that fight didn't happen. So he's doing everything that he has to do. That's why I have him third, right? And then I have Terrence Crawford fourth because, I mean, he did clean up 135 and he did become a champion at 135 and 140, right? Although the opponents that he had to face wasn't nothing spectacular, but he did that, right? He did move up to 147 and he's stopping everybody. Although everybody that he's stopping is not like they not top A-level fighters, but he's still doing that. And he's still doing whatever he has to do with whoever they put him in the ring with, he's doing that, right? But if you ask me right now, in the last couple of years, who's doing more, him or Errol Spence? Errol Spence is doing more. At the weight division that they in, if you ask me right now, Errol Spence is doing more than what Terrence Crawford is doing. Like we could talk about shit that happened 4 and 5 years ago all day. But we talking about who is pound for pound right now. This is my opinion. Who is pound for pound number one, right? Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 right now. We're not talking about who was pound for pound 4 years ago. We're talking about what you're doing right now, right? And so when you ask me right now, that's who it is. I got Canelo number 1. I got Errol Spence number 2. I got Jermall Charlo number 3. And I got my man, like I said, I got number 4. I got Terrence Crawford, right? I'm going off of what they've been doing the last couple years in the sport, right? And then 5, it could be, I don't know. I ain't really thought about 5. A lot of people say Inouye and all that, but you know, I can't put Inouye up there because I don't know too much about his opponents that he fought. I know he's doing his thing, but I don't know. And I don't put the heavyweight division in my pound for pound. So that's just what it is. Dominique Reeks, what's happening with it? Liam Davis, Christian Gallagher, Pat, what's good with it? Tay, what's happening with it, partner? Christopher Russell says Spence won't be appreciated until he retires, or he never get respected. And I'm gonna drop I got a call. I'm thinking about doing it because I got a cold video that I want to do. Right, and I'm breaking down because Roy Jones is my all-time favorite fighter. So I'm still on the verge of do I want to do this video or not? Because I got footage to back it up. I got interviews that I've done with Roy Jones that shows that he's been hating on Errol Spence for years. But I don't know if I want to do it. Right, I don't know if I want to do it because I got a whole lot of respect for Roy Jones. And Roy Jones, when I was growing up, Roy Jones was everything to me in boxing. Right. So I'm still on the verge of do I want to do it or not. So I don't know. I might do it. I might not. But it's going to be fire if I do put it out. Calvin Johnson, what's happening with it? He says, salute to you, King, and the family in the building. He says, I'm in the building listening and driving. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Johnny Smoke say, why don't you put the heavyweight division in your pound for pound? Boxing on Boxing said, Errol Spence and Wilder are hated for zero reason. Yeah, but Canelo hated too. Errol Spence and Wilder are hated, right? They hated crazy, and that ain't no lie. But Canelo Alvarez is hated too, right? So if you are one of the ones that don't give Canelo no fucking type of credit and make an excuse for everything that he does, everything that he do, you making an excuse for it, right? You got to be put in the same boat as all of them haters that was hating on Floyd, that was hating on Errol Spence, and that was hating on Wilder, because y'all doing the same shit. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all doing the same shit. Hit my like button. Hit my like button. So it is what it is. But we gonna get into that. I got a lot to talk about today. I got a lot to talk about because y'all know I don't hold my tongue. You feel me? I don't hold my tongue. I don't run off no type of fucking narratives. I don't hold my tongue. See, all the Spence hate. Nah, see, Robert Pitts, where all the Spence hate comes from, his hate comes from a lot, most of it now, okay. But well, Spence been getting first, it was Jeff Lacey 3.0 and this and that. So when you coming up in the sport, right, and you begin to show greatness, right, you begin to show like that you're going to be great in the sport. Then you got the people that have certain fighters that they like, right? And those people that like those certain fighters that's in the same weight division as this new guy coming up in the weight division, right? They feel some type of way, right? They feel some type of way because they know deep down, well, if this motherfucker fuck around and fight Keith Thurman, my favorite fighter. I don't like that. So I'm going to hate on him or whoever it may be, or Kell Brook, or, you know, so that's where that has, so first it was Keith, the fans of Keith Thurman and then the UK fans of Kell Brook, right? They was hating Errol Spence, but it was a different type of hate. It was a hate. It was kind of like a fear hate. It was a fear hate, you know, and they started accusing them of doing steroids and all of that. Now the hate of Errol Spence, right, is going to a whole nother level because all of the hate from Errol Spence comes from people that so-called themselves Terrence Crawford fans, right? Because now it gets personal. It's personal, right? So it's more from Terrence Crawford fans, or they call themselves Terrence Crawford fans. Oh, money, you're not allowed on the panel. You can't get no link today, homie. Nah, fuck with you. I got you, money. I mean, let me send money this link. And I see you, Tay. I'm gonna read that comment right now. I missed it, but I'm gonna go back to it. Let me send money this link, and then because I seen you say something about July. Hold on, let me see what Tay. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me send money this link, and I'm gonna get back to Tay comment. Okay, there you go, money. The hot links. He said, Pac-Man say, just be ready in July. That's what I'm talking about. So Canelo gets hated. Errol Spence get hated, right? Get hated on. Canelo and Errol Spence get hated on hella heavy, right? But I'm going to tell y'all one thing right now, right? No man in boxing gets hated on as much as Deontay Wilder, right? No man in boxing gets hated on as much as Deontay Wilder. When you talk about hate in boxing, you got to put Deontay Wilder name in front of that. You feel me? Money is coming on right now. Money is he on his way. You know what I'm saying? He in his motherfucking Learjet, and he finna land that bitch right now. There he is. You see how fast you get? He really do got a Learjet. You see how fast the motherfucker got up in here? You see how fast he got up in here? I couldn't even finish my sentence. He up in here. What's happening with it, money?
Man, chill. I ain't got the message. Mine's over here doing a little something. What's going on, bro?
All I want to know is, do you have time today?
Fucking right.
Well, today I got time.
Hey, the school work is wrapped up. Got one more week. Hell yeah, we got time.
So I'm dropping links. So when we get to cooking, I'm gonna drop some links. And if anybody got a problem, right? And I'm speaking for me. I don't speak for money. Money speak for himself. Huh?
I was shouting out saying in the chat.
Oh, yeah. So I'm speaking for me. So if anybody got a problem with anything that I say, I don't know money stance. You know what I'm saying? Me and money might get into it. But if anybody got a problem, I'm speaking for me. I'm dropping links. This is his platform too. He dropping links. We dropping links today. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I got an echo.
I don't know. And I'm ready for in Pac-Man. July is my birthday, right? July's my birthday, so you can guarantee I will be in the building. If we talking about who I think you talking about, you know what I'm saying? I go to his fights, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't gonna miss it. For real. That's one I won't be missing. So Robert Pitt say, and I will be on the flow. Robert Pitt says no, Canelo's hate is based on Canelo trying to fight like his favorite fighter, Floyd, who happens to be black. I don't really see that. That's not. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Marcus Hayes, what's happening with it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm excited. Tate made me more excited, man. Let me see who else. Brown on Boxer says Canelo gets criticized because he is skipping around, ducking fighters, then fighting a bunch of UK trash. Like I said, we gonna get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? We here. What's up with it, money? You know what I'm saying?
Man, chilling, man. You know, hate comes with the territory, man. Heavy, you know what I mean? Heavy is the head that wear the crown. But it's like when motherfuckers can't keep a trail at a certain time. Like sometimes, bro, you gotta have dignity about your goddamn self. A lot of the shit some people be saying just be pure bullshit, and it come from a personal place. You know what I'm saying? Like people go read up on that shit, especially if you're grown. Like you ain't getting shit around no grown ass man if you got the common sense to understand certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit, like I say, if you want to keep it boxing, we can understand if it coming from a boxing standpoint. But when we start seeing, you know, different shit and tone changing and, you know, discrediting and certain shit, then you know it's coming from a different place, man. And I just can't agree with that shit, no matter who it is. You know what I mean? It can be me, it can be you, it can be whomever. If a motherfucker sit up there hating it and we seeing different shit, then I'm gonna call it for what it is. You know what I mean? Like I got certain shit towards certain fighters, but when it comes down to the boxing game, if a man deserves his credit, I'm giving the person their credit. You'll be looking like a goddamn fool if Tay going to the ring and knock a motherfucker out in 3 seconds and you said that he was gonna get his ass beat, right? And I come back and say, man, Tay ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, man, I don't care if I said he gonna get his ass beat or not. What did he do? He ain't do shit. That opponent ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. You know, that opponent. So, you know, it's just like you can't discredit a motherfucker when you got it when they did something and deserve credit, bro. That's just part of being a man. That's just part of being a man, but to each his own. But you know, I'm saying these Earl Spence motherfucking haters forming up like Voltron, trying to connect together, right? To throw shade on the motherfucker, and this shit still falling flat. So, like I say, man, it come with the game, bro. And Wilder just finna make the biggest comeback in boxing because motherfucker just think he just dead. You know what I mean? Motherfucker lose one fight, and he's just dead all of a sudden. Motherfucker need him to retire, or he ain't said nothing. But then when he talk, or he's talking too much, so. It just comes with the territory. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, it do. That's how you know when you have achieved greatness on your way to achieving greatness. That it comes with the territory. But we're gonna get into that. Man, did you look at your phone, money? Look what these motherfuckers didn't block me for 30 days for, dog.
For Facebook?
Yeah, dog, they don't want me on there. Look what they blocked me for.
I told you stop calling on Facebook, man.
I put up a post. Basically, I was just putting up a post letting everybody know when I was going to be on and what the show was going to be about.
Look at that. This
shit, wow.
Yeah, man, they just block you off any damn thing right now, dog. That's terrible.
That shit horrible, ain't it?
That's terrible, man.
It blocked me for 30 days for that shit, dog.
Yeah, man,
I know what that shit about.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Shit crazy, man. Yeah, Brown on Boxing said July looking like a big month. Mark Shu says Facebook took it literally and thought you meant about coming in arson. Man, them motherfuckers, come on, bro. They know. I'm telling you. See, what y'all don't know is Facebook blocks me for I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking back and forth to money and I say, what up, my nig, and I put NIG, they block me for that.
Yeah, so man, Facebook, people say worse shit than that.
You know what I'm saying? They block me for any and everything. I'm gonna start fucking with Facebook, period, man. But anyway, money. So let's just go ahead and get into it, right? So as we all know, man, DAZN, they put on the card. As far as the undercards, I wouldn't really, you know, I know the Davis brothers' fault, but I want to go ahead and just get to the main point, because the undercards, to me, like that, you have a boxing event with almost 80,000 people, and that's the type of undercard you put on. Like, that shit was ridiculous to me. Like, if you got a boxing event like that, right, which isn't, if you have 80 plus, almost 80,000 in a arena, right, that's an event. You feel me? That's an that you got WWE goddamn WrestleMania numbers, right? And you got one good fight on there. I'm talking about, you supposed to put on a card, right? You supposed to put on at least 2 or 3 fights where people can say, yeah, this is a fight I've been looking for. You feel me? Like this, I've been looking for this fight.
Whole lot of exposure that you let it get away from a few of your heavy hitters.
Huh?
A whole lot of exposure that they let get away from a few of their heavy hitters.
Right.
A whole lot of exposure.
Right. And you put on a card like that. So that shit was horrible. Like, I've seen DAZN, right, put on much better cards than that. That's what makes boxing look bad, right? You got 80 plus, you got almost 80,000, okay? You got almost 80,000 people, right? You got who knows how many people was watching, right? That didn't come to the fight. You dig what I'm saying? All that exposure you could have put on, all what you could have done for boxing, right? For people can say, like, you know what? Maybe we was wrong about boxing. Like, shit, we was, you know what I'm saying? Like, every fight in that bitch was good. And you put on a card like that, that's what's wrong with boxing, right? That's what's wrong with boxing right there. And it was sad, money. It was sad. Real quick, man, what you think about them putting on an undercard like that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like they got some names out there that could have took advantage of this shit. You feel me? Like, we don't remember, like, motherfuckers don't remember that undercard. If I ask motherfucker who was the co-main event, they can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? They can't tell you who was it. Like, I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna even sit up here and lie. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, damn, yeah, I knew Frank. You know, I knew Frank. I knew my guy, the other champion. But it's like, man, you really don't know these motherfuckers, dog. This ain't the exposure for this event to be this big, right? Cinco de Mayo week. Y'all could have, Cinco de Mayo week, y'all could have laced that motherfucker with, at least, like you say, at least, even if you just had a big ass co-main event, you feel me? If you had a nice big ass co-main event leading up to, you know, the championship fight, would have been amazing. You know what I mean? We know Canelo was carrying this shit, but it's like, you got, like you say, you got 70,000 motherfuckers in America, bro. In America, 70,000 plus. Let me rephrase that shit. In America, all that exposure, bro. All that exposure, and you let it slip away. You know what I'm saying? You let it slip away. Now, it did what it's supposed to do for boxing to help carry, but you could have put a few heavy hitters on there and got their ass some exposure that they need, and that shit would have did wonders for them. You know what I'm saying? Would have did wonders for them, but you know, that's how it be, man. We got Canelo Alvarez and shit like that, Billy Joe. You got the big fight put up, and you know, they really focusing on that. Is it gonna be a success? Is it gonna be a sale to where, you know, that's how that shit be going sometimes. But you get a big ass card like that with the undercard, don't be about nothing. Like Earl Spence should be like that. Like, we be getting the Earl fight, but then the undercard, we don't be having the shit on the undercard.
Trash.
Yeah, leading up to the big fights. Like, god damn, like, could you give us some big dog shit? But you know, they got to start taking advantage of that or that marketing, man, or that marketing. And then sometimes it do be the fighters. Fighters be wanting more, you know, so they probably looking at it as they trying to keep X amount of dollars in their pockets and shit. But I just feel like once you're doing it big, you got to go ahead and do it big. That was a big fucking day. That was a big day. It was a lot of exposure that day. Like, that shit was stupid packed, bro. Stupid packed. And you could have put on for a few of your big names and got them a little bit more exposure. But shit, you know, That's how they do with these promoters, man. They be dropping the ball like that sometimes.
Yeah, that was a bad look, you know. So let's go ahead and get to the main event, you know. So the main event, man, Billy Joe, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Billy Joe looked good, man. You know, you could tell because I watch a fight, dog, and I'm like, everybody know I didn't hide my words. I did not like when I heard that he was fighting Billy Joe next, right? I was against that shit because I'm like, this motherfucker ain't look good, you know, since he got popped on PEDs. Like, I didn't like it. But like Money said, like you complaining about it, bro. He like, but Canelo trying to become undisputed. So how he gonna do that without fighting Billy Joe? And I'm like, well, yeah, you got a point, right? So I knew, right? I knew from back in the day that I thought highly of Billy Joe Saunders. Before he got popped on PEDs, I thought highly of Billy Joe. I thought he was a real good boxer. I thought he was slick. He was solid. He was solid, you know. I thought that Triple G was ducking him because, see, that's what y'all forget about. Billy Joe was really trying to fight Triple G for a long time, and Triple G wouldn't fight him, right? Another thing y'all forget, before they originally made the Demetrius Andrade fight with Billy Joe, Demetrius Andrade turned the first time down. He said, nah, he said he wasn't ready. He said he needed some tune-up fights before he went in there and fought Billy Joe. This is a fact. See, this is what y'all forget. Demetrius Andrade turned down Billy Joe Saunders before they originally made the fight because he said he needed some tune-ups and he wasn't ready. He said he wasn't active enough to get in there with somebody like Billy Joe. So Billy Joe was respected. Like I said, I didn't like that Canelo was fighting him next. When I first heard it, I hated that shit. But Money broke it down. Was like, he said he was going to become undisputed. How can he become undisputed without fighting Billy Joe? And I said, you know what? You right. You right. And salute to my man, Matthew Valentine. And salute to Blue Blood in the building. What's happening with it? And Blue.
Blue, what's going down, big bro? How you feeling?
And Blue, you know I love you, Blue, but I disagree with your take on this situation. So, you know, if you want to link, you more than welcome. Valentine says Spence versus Pac. Now, no announcement. Maybe Canelo is great, but he needs to fight all the champs. Canelo, where you getting this Spence versus? Nah, Spence ain't fighting Manny Pacquiao. Stephen Lee say, bro, is 30-0, 3-time champion. Yeah. So what I'm saying is Billy Joe, right, he's always been a solid fighter. I just didn't like the fact that, you know, he hadn't really looked good to me. Right? Yeah, he did say that. He did say that, right? But we're gonna get into all of that, and I'm gonna cover all of that, Blue. I'm not gonna miss, we not gonna miss nothing today, right? So he did say that, right? So anyway, so in order for him to become undisputed, he had to fight Billy Joe, right? And so my take is I knew how good I knew what I felt and how good I felt Billy Joe was before, you know what I'm saying? Before he got caught on PEDs. But then after he got caught on PEDs, my take was like, and then when he came back and he looked like trash, right? And then he came back and he started looking better, but he never looked like he did before he got caught on PEDs. That was my opinion. So I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. I don't want to see this shit. But, you know, it is what it is. He had to fight the man. So where I'm getting to, right, is I told Money, I said, I'm going to be able to see how Billy Joe looks in the first few rounds. Like, I'm going to be able to see, like, you know, how he looks. You know, you can look at somebody and tell, like, okay, is they just fucking shot out? Is they shot out or is they on their A game, right? Now, you seen Billy Joe's body, right? Looked in tip-top, tremendous shape, right? So when the fight starts, the first couple rounds, I'm like, okay, Billy Joe back on this shit. I'm like, he looks good, right? Even though he was not winning those rounds. I said, he looks good. You could tell he was, you know, he was popping the jab. He was moving well. He looked good. He didn't look like he was shot out. He didn't look like he was, you know, the event was just too big, so he froze up. Because see, we've seen guys get in the ring with Canelo and just fucking freeze up. Billy Joe wasn't, he was on his A game. You know what I'm saying? He was on his A game. He looked good. Now the fight starts, and you could tell right off the bat how big that fucking ring was, right? You could tell right off the bat how big the ring was, and you can tell right off the bat why Billy Joe was crying about fighting in the size ring that he had never fought in before, right? That was, so for y'all don't know, Billy Joe had never fought in the ring that big before, nor had Canelo. But Canelo gave him the ring size that he wanted to fight in, right? So it is what it is, right? So, but you can tell why he picked that ring size, because right off the rip, he started trying to fight on the outside, but he was moving a lot. He was trying to make Canelo go chase him down. But one thing I saw from Canelo is his movement has improved a whole lot. He was a lot swifter on his feet, right? He was a lot swifter on his feet. A lot of people say he can't move, he's stuck in sand. Nah. When you see somebody that's stuck in sand, go look at David Benavidez and then go look at Canelo. Canelo can move now. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was in his upper body movement. It was great. Billy Joe was throwing shit, but he couldn't hit him. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing a jab and throwing, trying to fight on the outside, but he couldn't land nothing. Canelo, every time Canelo was landing, he was landing hard shots to the body, and he was smart. How you gonna say that his movement didn't improve? Blue, you said that Canelo has not improved since he was 22 years old. I'm gonna drop the link. If you got time, get on. If you got time, the link is in here. But we gonna get into it. Like I said, he was swift on his feet. He was moving. And Billy Joe was having a hard time landing on him. Now I'm gonna fast forward. Canelo, his IQ was good because he knew what type of ring. Hey, kill switch. We're not gonna come in here and do that. We're not gonna come in here and disrespect blue blood, right? That's one thing we're not gonna do. So if you think you're gonna come in here and do that, you gotta go somewhere else. You feel me? We're not gonna come in here and do that shit. That's what we're not gonna do. I'm gonna tell everybody in here, if you have a difference of opinion, like I do, me and blue blood, our opinions on Canelo is way different, but you're not finna come in here and disrespect my people like that. But like I said, man, his IQ, because he knew how big that ring was. So what he was doing, right? He was going to the body with hard shots, and he knew eventually he was gonna cut off the ring and he was gonna make Billy Joe slow down. And I'm gonna fast forward because I need to let I need to let Money. I want to break it down more, but I'm gonna fast forward because I need to let Money get his say so in, and then we're gonna really break it down and talk about what we need to talk about. But at the end of the day, like I said, Billy Joe was on his A game. Canelo, he continues to show improvement to me. In his ring IQ, right? His ring IQ, he knew if he went to the body, Billy Joe was eventually gonna slow down and he was gonna cut off the ring on him. Billy Joe was not good enough. He just wasn't good enough to fuck with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was, man. That's what it was. And I got the punch stats for anybody that's talking that Canelo was losing the fight. They had Billy Joe up. That shit crazy. Or if it was a draw, I got the punch stats right here for y'all. And like I said, I've watched that fight twice already. Ain't no way that you could give Billy Joe more than 2 rounds in that fight. Ain't no way. But like I said, I'm gonna let Money cook, and then we're gonna continue. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, one hell of a fight. One hell of a fight, bro. But Billy, I've been saying it, bro. Canelo was a way better fighter. You can't take nothing away from Billy Joe, though. You can't take nothing away from that dude, right? He came in shape. He did what he had to do to fight somebody like Canelo Alvarez. Once you come to fight Canelo Alvarez or Earl Spence Jr. or Floyd Mayweather, you come in the best shape of your life, bro. You're going to come in the best shape of your life, period. You know what I mean? He didn't want to get it. He didn't want to get embarrassed and exposed in that fight, like not being on his A game, right? But he came to fight, and he was having a little success late down. But Canelo just a bad motherfucker, man. You can see that he got more patient with Billy Joe. Now, like I always say this with Canelo, when he works, he got a little gas tank problem, and that's something that you sometimes you just can't fix that situation. And I feel like that's something that can get him in trouble with certain other fighters. But with Billy Joe wasn't taking advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't taking advantage of that because he never pushed the gas to really go forward with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Who was that?
I think that ain't blue.
I ain't no blue.
Hell no, that ain't blue, dog. Let me.
It's me.
It's
It's me.
me.
Shit.
Oh, that is blue. I was just finna kick you out. I was
hold on, Blue came here. But you know,
I hit the wrong button by accident.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm sure like get his ass up out of here. But yeah, though, you know, when we look at the situation, right, I see him getting a little bit more patient and waiting. He didn't go out there rushing, but that gas tank problem with Canelo is going to be his Achilles heels to me. But Billy Joe didn't go forward. He didn't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take advantage of it to where he didn't have the confidence to go like, all right, I'm finna bang and push this motherfucker back, because he would have had more success, but he wasn't. He was boxing. He was landing some good shots, right? He was landing some good shots, but Canelo was landing more bigger and the heavier shots in the fight. And Canelo was getting to the body, breaking Billy Joe down. Like I said, Billy Joe he didn't have the legs over Laura at the time when Laura fought Canelo. Laura is really moving. Billy Joe, he can move like that, but he didn't have the legs over Laura. And Floyd didn't. Like, people look at Floyd and say Floyd used to say as a move. Floyd didn't move on Canelo. Floyd took it to Canelo.
Walked him down.
Yeah, Floyd stood right there like Shakur Stevenson do, made you miss and pay, and took it to Canelo. He walked Canelo, bro. So when people be saying, oh, well, Floyd used his legs, Floyd didn't really use his legs. Floyd walked and used his skill set. But when you look at Billy Joe, when you look at Billy Joe, you know, his ass, you know, he did the best he can do, bro. He did the best he can do. But the thing was, with him, he was giving Canelo things to pick up and counter his ass with in time. Like, he kept ducking. Like, okay, you think a motherfucker ain't gonna pick up on that? Like, you continue to duck and use that as your defense. And Canelo picked up on it, and he timed his ass when he went down, and his face met the punch. So really, Billy Joe put more power on the punch than really was coming with it, even though Canelo came with a hard ass punch, because he met the punch. His face met the punch, just like with Charlo and Lubin. You know what I'm saying? You duck and you time that shit. So, and there was another fight where people were doing that, kept ducking. I'm like, man, can you time that shit? It was a recent fight, but you know, Canelo, he timed it, you know, picked up on it, and timing is everything, and he's a great counterpuncher. So that's the things that he want. Canelo want those type of things, and Billy Joe helped give it to him. You feel me? So overall, man, Billy Joe, he did the best he can do, but I don't think Billy Joe ain't got the skills to beat Canelo. He don't have the like. You need power to go forward, and you got to have the heart to push his ass back. You know what I'm saying? Because he had him working. He had Canelo working. That's what you want. You need his ass working so he can gas down the stretch. But he just didn't take advantage of the things that he could have took advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what paid the dividends for Canelo. And then Canelo just with the punch, like I say, Billy Joe helped break his own motherfucking out socket. So, you know, it was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. But I don't think to me, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, Canelo gonna beat Billy Joe. I just think he's a better fighter, he's a better skill fighter, and he just got the will to win over Billy Joe. I just think he got the will over Billy Joe.
Yeah, he's a better fighter than Bill. I've been saying that. Blue.
Shouts out to my bro Blue though, man.
Yes, sir. Blue, what's good with you, Blue Blood?
With my same shit, same old.
Yes, sir.
Nah, so my thing is this, right? Canelo didn't get better. He got more. Well, let me not say he didn't get better. He's got more experience, more seasoned. He's sharpened what he's good at, right? But as far as fighting a certain style of fighter, see, he didn't cut the ring off on Billy Joe. Billy Joe started the fight off flat-footed in front of him. He came right out to the middle of the ring, right in front of him. From the moment he did that, I said he don't have a game plan. He came out right, and then when he was backing up, Canelo was going to be aggressive, right? So Billy Joe Saunders was backing up on a straight line. Canelo, he allowed himself to get trapped in situations because he didn't have a game plan. And Canelo hit harder than what Billy Joe Saunders anticipated. You know what I'm saying? And so when Canelo came out, immediately we saw his game plan to go to Billy Joe Saunders' body so he can't utilize his legs. And a couple of those hooks to the body got Billy Joe Saunders' attention very, very early. And he no longer, his game plan, if they had a game plan, that went right out the window. You know what I'm saying? And so people get it misconstrued when they think, oh man. And everybody that says this, if I ask them, what's your ethnicity? They Latino, right? Oh, you're a hater of Canelo Alvarez. Where you from? Right? It's clear as day, right? Because you're not dealing with facts over feelings. So what happens is this, right? Is that Canelo Alvarez is great at what he does. Now, I don't take nothing from Juan Manuel Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez don't got no wheels. You know what I'm saying? Eric Morales, they ain't got no wheels. Barrera, he ain't got no wheels. You know what I'm saying? It's just Virgil Ortiz Jr., he ain't got no wheels. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say Canelo got, oh, you don't like Canelo. No, he don't have no wheels. He's very Canelo. What he has that they don't have is that he has all the tools that they have, but he has a higher ring IQ. This dude, you can tell Canelo Alvarez eat, sleep, and shit boxing. You know what I'm saying? His IQ, it's like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the most athletic dude in the world, but he gonna get the job done. You know what I mean? That's Canelo Alvarez. Like, he's mastered the sport of boxing. So he has a very weird makeup because he has very fast hands. He has power in both hands. He bends at the hips very well. And that's what people confuse for movement, right? Now, that is a part of movement, but it's not his legs. It's not his feet, right? He bends at the hips well. He dips well, right? But he don't utilize. If you move around the ring, Billy, at times, look how Billy Joe Saunders was making a miss in the pocket. Look how Billy Joe Saunders, when he did the right thing, like Money was saying, he wasn't doing the dip, because that dipping to his right and dipping to his left. I'm like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Canelo, and again, to go back to his ring IQ, it's muscle memory. As soon as Billy Joe Saunders dipped to the left or to the right, Canelo threw that uppercut or the hook, right in that spot. Like he knew that was a flaw that Billy Joe Saunders had. You know what I'm saying? It ended up being the reason that he lost. You know what I'm saying? Because he broke his eye socket, dipping, and Canelo threw that punch, boom, and caught him right in the eye socket. So, but my thing is, Billy Joe Saunders was backing up on a straight line. Billy Joe Saunders, the Canelo Alvarez putting pressure, dipping left to right, side to side. People mistake that for foot movement. That's not. He wasn't cutting off the ring. He was coming in straight lines. That Billy Joe Saunders was going back in a straight line and allowing himself to be trapped on the rope. And then once he felt his back on the ropes, he started putting the earmuffs on and bending over and crouching and allowing Canelo Alvarez. Now, one thing I was impressed with Billy Joe Saunders, because when he felt Canelo was getting ready to punch in those situations, a lot of times he pivoted out. You know what I'm saying? He got out of the way. But the point is, he allowed himself to be trapped in those positions. Lara didn't allow himself to be trapped in those positions. Floyd, like you said, Floyd didn't. See, these are the same people that says, when I say Canelo didn't improve, these are the same people that said Floyd Mayweather ran the whole fight. He did not run the whole fight, right? He stood in a phone booth with him majority of the fight. But what Floyd did do is when he felt his back on the ropes, he pivoted out, allowed himself to get back in the center of the ring, where Canelo Alvarez still has yet to improve. Amir Khan shows this, okay? When you get this dude in space and you're athletic, he cannot, he's a good counter puncher. He has great timing, but he cannot, he can't transition from offense to defense very well. That's why at times when you see Billy Joe Saunders, he had no power, but when he did lay in the left hand every now and then, Canelo Alvarez froze. You understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is, Billy Joe Saunders, it wasn't that Canelo Alvarez was changing directions and cutting the ring off. No, Billy Joe Saunders was pivoting and rotating to Canelo Alvarez power. You understand? That's a mistake he was making. And then he was dipping to his left. And on top of it, he was putting his left hand up, right? And leaving his right, giving Canelo Alvarez the left hook all night. And then he would dip to that side with his left hand down. These are the mistakes that he was making all night long. You understand? You can't make. So Canelo Alvarez, we're confusing him cutting the ring off with Billy Joe Saunders making a mistake to allow himself to be cut off. That's a difference. Erislandy Lara is not going to allow Canelo Alvarez to do that. You understand? Erislandy Lara is going to utilize the ring, and now one thing about Lara is he utilizes too much of the ring, right? He just used unnecessary movement. It's not even necessary, right? It's like, bro, what are you doing? You're just circling the ring for no reason. But what I'm saying is his wheels, a guy that's athletic like that. See, if Caleb Plant comes to fight, and Caleb Plant, and you know, this is no slight to Caleb Plant, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody to take it that way. But what you have to overcome, you can have all the athletic attributes that it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez, but you have to have it up top. You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts, because he puts a lot of mental. You know what he is? He's Sean Porter without the athletic ability. He puts a lot of physical and mental pressure on you. He's just keep coming, and the dude chin is so granted. You know what I'm saying? And he got such a poker face that even if you hurt him, you never know if you hurt him. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. You never see. He never shows you any visibility of any effects of any type of punches, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker's he great at it. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, is he buzzed or is he not? You know what I'm saying? Because his muscle memory, if you get too close, he gonna let them combinations go. You know what I'm saying? And he don't waste punches. So we take that and we say, oh man, this dude cut off the ring. He ain't cut off the ring on Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders' ass was moving back in a straight line. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He was standing in front of Canelo with his hands at his side, right? When he was making a miss, you know, he was trying to play to the crowd. You know, he was trying to be in the pocket and then get out quick enough. But that's what I said. Canelo Alvarez surprised him with his hand speed and with his power, because Billy Joe Saunders thought that he could be in the pocket with him and get out quick enough, you know, and he kept getting caught coming out of those exchanges. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, mess with Canelo Alvarez's head. But as far as Billy Joe Saunders, the version that we saw against David Lemieux that was utilizing the ring, right, and using his legs and things of that nature, that's not what we saw. Billy Joe Saunders was with his hands down at his side, and even in this instance, right, he still was making Canelo Alvarez miss widely, badly, right? It's just that Canelo Alvarez makes up for those mistakes. He covers up for those mistakes because he's going to get it back. And so we forget that he just missed 4 fucking punches badly. But what we saw was him connect on that uppercut and wooed everybody and wooed the crowd, or he landed uppercut left hook, and it's like, oh snap, man! You see what Canelo? Well, what about him just missing? You understand? So I'm watching the fight in its totality, everything that's taking place, and he did not get better. As far as he got better again, you know, and that ring was extremely massive. I've never even seen the ring that fucking big in the pros. But you know, then he didn't even utilize the ring. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did Canelo Alvarez get better? No, he didn't get better. He got experience, right? He got better at doing what he does great, like warming with Marquez. The reason Marquez don't have fast feet, but the reason that he's able to have the effect he has on Pacquiao fights is because of his timing. It's because of his accuracy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia don't have no wheel.
Blue,
go ahead.
let me get these super chats here real quick. We got Big Murder 24. He say, "Stay mad. Canelo is currently the best in the world." Appreciate you in that super chat. We got let me see, my man Leo Horatio. He says the question is, who can beat Canelo? If you believe, let's bet 10K to 50K large. He says Ecom Cartel. Salute to Leo in that super chat. Now my thing is, Blue, is I know you say that he didn't get better. Now, if you go watch, we gonna have to watch this fight together, because if you go watch the fight, that's one thing. Is I was looking for specific things. I was looking to see if Canelo movement has improved, right? And I was looking to see how he performed in that big ass ring. Now, when you look at it, right, he doesn't move like Lara in them, but he can move in a compact space. He has movement. He does bend his knees. He moves. He got better lateral movement than he used to. He don't just stay there. He moves, and like you said, his hip movement, his hips is very, very, very skilled. The way that he bends his upper body, but he moves laterally now, right? And when you see him when Billy Joe was coming forward, how he was jumping back and then he'll move laterally and make Billy Joe miss. I don't know how y'all missing that. He was moving. His movement was a lot better because I've seen in certain fights to where he just right there, he don't move at all. So his movement has gotten better. He showed it in that fight. Now, I don't understand how you can say that Billy Joe wasn't utilizing that ring, because I was watching the fight and I was saying, I was like, damn, you can see why he wanted to use a 22-foot ring. Billy Joe was utilizing that ring as much as he could. Now, Canelo started breaking him down, right? Canelo started breaking him down because he started hitting him with hard body shots. And Billy Joe started slowing down and kind of more standing toe-to-toe, trying to stand toe-to-toe, but he was still moving. He was still trying to run. And Canelo was hunting him down and getting him trapped up against the ropes. We gonna have to, like I said, we're gonna have to go back and watch that fight because Billy Joe was utilizing every inch of that ring. He was utilizing every inch of that ring. Like I said, at times he would come forward and try to use his jab, but he was missing. He was missing. Canelo was making him miss as well. Canelo was making him miss, and he was making Canelo miss shots. He was making Canelo miss shots. But the thing is, when Canelo figured out, okay, he's moving too much and I can't catch him, I'm going to go to his body and I'm going to make him slow down, right? I'm going to keep going to his body because he noticed, okay, well, I'm missing some of these shots up top when I swing for, hard power punches, hooks, and shit like that up top. But when I go to the body, I'm landing him. You know what I'm saying? So he started going to the body more. And that's where his IQ, like you were saying, Blue, that's where his ring IQ comes in, right? If this ain't working, I'm going to go to plan B. So, I mean, as far as Billy Joe, to me, he looked good, but he just wasn't good enough. I said he wasn't good enough from the jump. I said he wasn't good enough from the jump. And that's what I saw. Like I said, I watched the fight. I watched the fight over. I watched it twice so far. And yeah, man, I see that he's improved. He's improved. And Canelo is starting to look better because the same criticism the same exact things that you say about Canelo, Blue, I myself was saying at one point. I was saying the same exact things that you saying at one point, but then I started seeing change. I started seeing differently. And to tell you the truth, and we're gonna get into it in a little bit because people talking about Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, right? I think that Caleb Plant has the best chance of beating Canelo. A lot of people say, well, he ain't got no power here, and we'll talk about that later on. But I think that he has the best chance of beating Canelo out of anybody. But Money or Blue, you could rebuttal or Money, whoever want to take it over.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so see Canelo, he made Billy Joe Saunders miss, right? He did, but that's not my point. He made Billy Joe Saunders miss. He bends at the hips very, very well. He has a high ring IQ. Yeah, he improved on certain things, but he didn't improve on dealing with slick boxers. Billy Joe Saunders, like I said, when you watch the fight, as soon as the fight started, he came right to the center of the ring. He was standing in pocket trying to make a miss in a phone booth. He wasn't utilizing the ring until Canelo Alvarez started to land those body punches. When Canelo Alvarez started to land those body punches, and that's what I said, when Billy Joe Saunders understood, hold on, man, this dude got more power, more speed than I thought. That's when he tried to utilize the ring. But still, in that time, in trying to utilize the ring, Billy Joe Saunders wasn't doing it correctly. He wasn't showing us educated foot movement. You know what I'm saying? He was just trying to bail. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with a slick boxer that's slick, like Floyd and like Lara, and Billy Joe Saunders against David Lemieux or Demetrius Andrade, that's not what he showed us. He showed us somebody that was just trying to get out of trouble. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo Alvarez, he wasn't moving laterally side to side. No, he was just he was following Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders allowed himself to be followed. But when Billy Joe Saunders showed glimpses of the Billy Joe Saunders from the David Lemieux fight, look how badly he made Canelo Alvarez miss. Now, he was missing. Canelo Alvarez made a miss because he's slick from the waist up, so he made a miss. But look how badly Billy Joe Saunders made Canelo Alvarez miss when he was utilizing smart, educated foot movement. That's the difference. Him going straight back in the line, or him trapping himself, utilizing the ring, not knowing where he's at in the ring, and allowing himself to be Canelo Alvarez putting aggressive pressure on you, and then you caught on you ain't got nowhere to go because you put yourself in a position to be trapped. It's a difference. Look at Sean Porter's ability. Sean Porter is going to cut the ring off on you. You have nowhere to go when you deal with Sean Porter. There's absolutely nowhere you're going to go in the ring. Why? Because Sean Porter uses educated foot movement. Right now, he just don't have the power. But Sean Porter puts you in a position where you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't matter where you at. He's forcing you to fight. Like he forced Keith Thurman to fight. He forced Errol Spence to fight. Right? He forced them to fight because there's nowhere they could go where he's not going to force them to fight his fight, because he could cut the ring off on them. Educated. He just don't have the power. Right? So, but he's very active. That's not what Canelo Alvarez was doing. He did nothing different than Virgil Ortiz did, or when he did with Maurice Hooker. There's no difference. He just came. It's just that if you put yourself in a bad position and you don't know where you at in the ring. Leo Santa Cruz, right? Let's look at the Tank situation with Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz backed himself up in that corner. He allowed Tank's aggression and coming forward he backed himself in that corner, didn't know where he was at, and then on top of it, he threw the 3 straight punches, 3 straight right hands, allowed Tank to time him. That's what Billy Joe Saunders did. He put himself in a position where he allowed Canelo to trap him off, and then on top of it, he allowed himself to be timed and counted with punches that Canelo Alvarez knew he was going to do. He kept dipping to that side. When he got in trouble, he did 2 things. He went high guard and bent straight over. He tried to tie up with Canelo, but he had no strength to do so. And on top of it, he would continue to dip to his left with no defense, trying to just, you know what I'm saying, make Canelo Alvarez miss, as if he wasn't going to follow up with combinations. He didn't do his homework on Canelo Alvarez, but it's not Canelo Alvarez foot speed and he got better cutting off slick boxes. That's not what happened. It's Billy Joe Saunders allow himself to be cut off. There's a difference.
Blue Alvarez, this is his in the first round, Canelo landed 53.8% of his punches. You know what I'm saying? That's round number 1. Round number 2, he landed almost 40%.
Right. But hold on. Stay right there, though.
Round number 3, in round 1, he landed 50%.
And in round number 1, you know why he landed that? Because Billy Joe Saunders' ass was standing in front of him.
Billy Joe was
landed these high percentage.
He was moving and trying to use his jab. He came to it. There was times he wasn't even using. He was standing right in front of him. I counted seconds. I counted in 6 of the rounds where he stood in front of Canelo Alvarez for over 20 seconds and didn't throw a jab or a punch. He didn't throw a jab or a punch standing directly in front of him. Neither one of them was active. Right? My point is, right, is I'm trying to tell you that, look, he landed 54% of his punches in round 1, landed 40% in round 2, landed 47.4 in round 3. This is Canelo stats. And that's almost 50%. In round 4, he landed 46 and 47%. In round 5, that's the round. How
many punches he threw?
3. Huh? He landed. In round 5.
How many punches he threw in round 1?
In round 1, he only threw 13.
No. How many punches he threw in total? Listen what you're saying. He threw 13 punches. Why?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying how many punches he threw in total.
What?
Right, because that's what I'm saying. I know. Hold on. But listen, that's what I'm saying. That's because of what Billy Joe Saunders wasn't doing that allowed Canelo Alvarez to do that. If you play to his strong suit, that's Canelo Alvarez's strong suit. He's active. There's one man with Marquez. Hold on. Listen, look at Marquez. Look at Marquez punch his accuracy against Pacquiao to Pacquiao's accuracy. That's Marquez's strong suit. Of course, if you play into his hands, he's gonna be effective.
But you can't say, oh well, he wasn't doing this and this, and this and that because it was what Billy Joe Saunders wasn't doing. No, he was in the ring with somebody that was better than him.
So how did you see him
do what he can against these other guys?
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Hold on. I never said he wasn't better than him. I said he didn't improve. So his improvement, right? You didn't see no drastic improvement from the fight with Billy Joe Saunders and Erislandy Lara. Regardless if Billy Joe Saunders put himself in that position or not, he didn't improve. We didn't see drastic improvement. You saying, oh, Canelo, listen, you saying his accuracy. I never said he wasn't accurate. Never said he wasn't accurate. You said he threw 13 punches and landed 7, right? That's a very, very low output.
Exactly.
Right? Because
but he figured him out because why
was that output? No, hold on, listen. No. That output was low because initially, like I said, listen to what I'm saying. Billy Joe Saunders was right there to be hit. So he underestimated Canelo Alvarez's hand speed and combinations. So when his ass tried to fight in the phone booth, and then he said, oh shit, this dude, pardon my language. When he said, oh snap, this dude hand speed and power is more than what I thought. Then he tried to get on his bike. That's why Canelo Alvarez wasn't active. Because there was nothing there for him to be active with. So you're making my point exactly. He did not improve. He wasn't cutting off the ring. David Benavidez throws high punch fighters, right? Because you know why? David Benavidez is going to cut the ring off. He's not athletic either. He gives up all his defense, but he's going to put this type of pressure on you, right? He's going to throw more than 13 punches. You know why? He's going to cut you off and force you to fight. Canelo Alvarez can't cut you off and force you to fight. That's why he only threw 13 punches. He landed a high number because he's like we said, we know this. He's a great counterpuncher. He has very fast hands. He has power in both hands. You will be a fool to stand in front of him. And if you stand in front of him, he's going to take advantage of it. But once you start to utilize what his weakness is that he can't cut the ring off. He didn't get better there. That's why he only threw 13 punches, because he couldn't cut the ring off on it. But when Billy Joe Saunders gave him the opportunities,
he fought in the 22-foot.
So let me ask you a question.
Bro.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. If you put Sean Porter and Jermall Ennis in that ring, are they going to be able to cut the ring off?
I don't know. I got to see a fight.
They're going to cut your ass off, right?
Ring. I have to see them fight in a 22-foot
Come on,
ring.
King. You know Sean Porter, Jermall Ennis. It don't matter what ring you put Terrence Crawford in.
Yeah, let me say this. You can cut the ring. Cutting the ring is cutting the ring, bro, whether it's big or not, right? I look at it like this. I think he got better because even in that situation with Billy Joe Saunders, I still seen patience in Canelo, and I didn't see because people, when you look at it, when you look at the Lara shit, you can see a little frustration from Lara and from Floyd, but I didn't see no frustration in the Billy Joe Saunders fight. I just seen the patience, like you say, with the experience that he grew with, and he got to go into his body to where he knew, I'm gonna get to his ass. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get to him. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, I'm gonna get to him. I think that comes with the maturity and the growth of Canelo. So I think he got better in that aspect. Like when you say he haven't got better, you can point at certain things. Like Blue said, okay, he didn't get better with cutting the ring off. Well, if he ain't getting better with cutting the ring off, he probably get better in other aspects where he can still get your ass and get to you as a boxer. Because as long as you get to the body of them fighters, they go slow down anyway. Them legs ain't gonna be the same legs from the 1st to the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you get to the body, you go sit their ass down. But that comes with just being patient and doing what you got to do to get them. And that's what I see in Canelo. That's why I see the growth in Canelo. You know what I mean? But yeah, you could cut the ring off in the big ass ring, but it's just how you cut it off.
Right. So that's my thing, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I explained it wrong when I say he didn't get better. He got better he's sharpening up the tools that he's great at. What he's great at, he sharpened that up, right? His accuracy, his patience, when to throw punches, because like I said, that goes back into the other great fighters that have slow feet, right? That's what I'm saying. There's certain styles that's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because he has slow feet. If you put him in a ring with certain styles, and they're able to follow through with the game plan, he's going to struggle with them, right? So what my thing is, yeah, Marquez got great with his timing. As he aged, right, he sharpened those tools. look at the problems he give Pacquiao. Why? For 4 fights, he give Pacquiao these problems. Is why? Because Pacquiao puts himself in position for Marquez to give him them problems. When he fought Timothy Bradley, right? Timothy Bradley stuck to the game plan and said, man, this dude ain't got no wheels. I'm just going to outbox this dude. Timothy Bradley essentially won, what, 9 rounds out of that fight with Marquez until he got hurt in the 12th round? Why? Because he stuck to the game plan. This dude ain't got no wheels, and Tim Bradley don't got no power. So as long as if I play to his weakness, he's in trouble. Manny Pacquiao, he give Manny Pacquiao trouble because Manny Pacquiao gives up his advantages and he goes in and he lets Marquez advantages always surface to the top. Marquez accuracy, his timing, you know, his ring IQ, his counterpunching ability, right? Mm-hmm. Timothy Bradley got in there, Floyd got in there. They said this dude ain't got no wheels. So I'm just going to outbox him. I'm not going to give him the opportunity to do what he do great. That's what I'm saying with Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders got in the ring and what he does, well, and a part of me feel like, well, maybe, and I hate to put this on him, but you know, it just is what it is. We know he popped for, you know, the performance enhancement. You know what I'm saying? But the dude ain't showed us that version of David Lemieux fight since the David Lemieux fight. You know what I'm saying? And so he got in there with Canelo Alvarez. You know, he had no game plan. He gave up when he tried to stand in front of him in the phone booth. Every time he made Canelo Alvarez miss, the more he wanted to stay in front of him, like he was doing something. But he wasn't landing no punches. Canelo Alvarez is the better fighter, but he didn't. You know, I think Marquez is a better fighter than Timothy Bradley, but he can't beat Timothy Bradley. Why? Because Timothy Bradley is gonna say, I don't care what the crowd think. I'm gonna make this a boring fight. You don't have no wheels. I don't have no power, but I'm just gonna make this a boxing match, and you can't keep up with me. Plain and simple. Manny Pacquiao getting there, and he wants to give. He just wants to. Go ahead.
Let me say this, Blue. Right, this is my thing. Right, every fighter got flaws. Right, every fighter got flaws. You're not gonna see Canelo get in the ring and all of a sudden, oh damn, he's improved. Look at his foot movement. He looked like Laura now. You know what I'm saying? That's not him. Everybody has flaws. So when people try to take credit,
that's what I'm saying, though, kid.
But let me finish.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Try to take credit.
No, but I just want to touch on that point real quick, so that's what I'm saying. We can't say all of a sudden he gonna be Laura. No, because now we're getting away from the point. The point is he didn't get better in that area. He can't. It's certain slick boxing is the reason why he avoid.
This is what I'm saying. This what I'm saying, Blue, is we can't say, oh, well, certain fighters can beat Canelo. We can't say that because them certain fighters that you're talking about, they have flaws too, right? They have flaws too that Canelo can go out there and expose their flaws. So we can't just say just because they can move that they can beat Canelo because that ain't it. And Canelo
that's not the point, though, kid.
Well, he never said
experience. He didn't fought better fighters than they have. You know what I'm saying?
But Key, you're going away from the point, though.
No,
he avoid. Listen, what I'm saying. He avoids certain styles, right? I'm not saying he can or can't win, but they know that it's a problem for him. He avoids certain styles, right? Because he knows that they give him trouble. He just like I said, right? He said he wanted to be.
He finna fight.
Right, but listen, but check it out though. So why didn't he fight Andrade for undisputed? He was only one belt away.
Hold on. See, this what y'all been doing, right? Because y'all talking about Andrade, right? To me, he's fighting K because I was saying this, and this is what y'all don't understand, right? I was one of the main ones saying the same shit that y'all saying. He's avoiding fighting those type of style fighters now, right? Now when he comes out calling Caleb Plant and say that he's gonna fight Caleb Plant next, right? You gotta give him credit and stop saying that because to me, Caleb Plant is that type of fighter, and Caleb Plant to me is more dangerous. He can fight on the outside, the inside. He can box. He can move very well. He can do all of that, and he's bigger. He's a natural 168 pound. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, he's not that," but he's been fighting at 168 damn near his whole career. They haven't. They moved up. So you got to give him credit because everything that you saying that he's avoiding, right? Billy Joe was that type of fighter. Y'all ain't giving giving him no credit for fighting Billy Joe.
But Key, what you missing? What you're not mentioning? But what you're not mentioning is though But no. What you're not mentioning is that they showing now that they are not those fighters. Caleb Plant didn't look good against Caleb Truitt. Billy Joe Saunders ain't looked good since 2017, bro. He ain't looked like Billy Joe Saunders since 2017.
But we've seen Demetrius Andrade fight bombs.
But what I'm saying though.
So we can't.
But this is what I'm saying. When he was but no. When Demetrius Andrade was looking great, at what he did best, Canelo Alvarez's ass did not fight him. He chose not to. He was only one belt away from being undisputed at middleweight.
Blue. Who did Demetrius Andrade?
He was only one. He beat Triple G.
Who did Demetrius Andrade
listen. Hold on. Has Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders ever been considered to be what Demetrius Andrade was projected to be? Never.
Against who? Against who?
Everybody. It's just like Jermall Ennis.
Blue, you can't say what you said.
So who did Rocky Fielding and Eddie Needham fight? Why you give them the opportunity, bro? We can't do that.
He's fought Cotto. He didn't fought a whole bunch of fighters.
Hold on.
He's fought a whole bunch of fighters.
But these dudes,
who has Demetrius Andrade beat?
But these dudes wasn't in their prime though. Listen, no, we can't do that. We can
because he ain't look great against nobody that was
being undisputed. We talking about how he was projected. It's just like Demetrius Andrade. He fought, and we projected Demetrius Andrade to be special, bro. Right? And so at that time, so when Canelo Alvarez beat Triple G, everybody was saying Demetrius Andrade was that dude, right? His style is the style we know that would give him trouble. He did not fight that fight. It was only one fight for undisputed. He had the opportunity, and he chose not to. We're not gonna act like that didn't happen, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Why are we saying who did he look great against?
What I'm saying,
who did Rocky Fielding and Needham look great against?
What was it? Willie Nelson?
But bro, it doesn't matter. So who did Jermall Ennis look great against?
We don't Blue. We're not gonna.
No. You saying no? You can't do that. This is what I'm saying. Jermall Ennis. Jermall Ennis had a belt right now.
I'll answer that.
Okay.
Jermall Ennis just looked great against Sergey Lipinets, right? That Sergey Lipinets gave Mikey Garcia trouble when Mikey Garcia moved up to 140 to fight.
And Demetrius Andrade looked good against Valis Monterosian, who was just like a level above Sergey Lipinets at that time.
Valis Monterosian. That's who. So Valis
Monterosian at the time when Demetrius Andrade beat him.
What did he ever?
I'm saying I'm comparing Valis Monterosian to Sergey.
Come on, bro.
Valis Monterosian was considered a level above Sergey Lipinets.
How you figure that? That's your opinion.
At that time, That's
your opinion, Blue.
Valis Monterosian
that he was a level above Sergey Lipinets.
Hold on. So Valis Monterosian was okay. At
the man got knocked out by Triple G,
he was perceived
in 2 rounds.
After Demetrius Andrade beat him, bro.
Yeah,
that's after Andrade beat him, bro.
Yeah, that draw with Laura Vladimir Rose and that fought the Charlo.
But see, you said you're saying who has Canelo look good against, right? Look at Canelo resume. You can't connect.
No, I never said that. Hold on, bro. I never said that. Key, you put words in my mouth. I never said that. Hey, I never said that. What I said was who did Avni Yildirim and who did Rocky Fielding look good against? He gave them the opportunity. James Kirkland was coming off of getting starched. Okay. Hold on. What did James Kirkland do?
Let me make my point. Kirkland? Blue, let me make my point real quick, okay? Because you're saying the same shit that I was saying, Blue. That's what y'all not understanding. I was money. Am I lying? I was the main one that was criticizing because I said, and me and my boy used to go at it all the time because he was the biggest Canelo fan, and I wasn't. I didn't like Canelo because I said, this motherfucker, I said Canelo is ducking Demetrius Andrade. I said he ducking Charlo, and I said, what is he going out there fighting James Kirkland and Rocky Fielding and Liam Smith? I was pissed about that, Blue. Right, I was pissed about that, right? But when he went and beat Daniel Jacobs, right? When he went and fought Daniel Jacobs, and he started and when he beat Triple G twice, well, once, my bad. When he beat Triple G the second time, when he beat Daniel Jacobs. And then what he started doing after a while, I said, okay, look, I got to give him credit. I got to give him credit because you look at his resume at 147, right? You look at what he's done throughout his career, right? And now you look at Andrade, right? He ain't did shit. So we keep saying, oh, but
we got to stop saying that, though, because neither did Rocky Fielding. Neither did Rocky Fielding and none of these other dudes that he fought, though. We can't. We got to stop doing that because he gave them the opportunity.
But right. Let's talk about right now, right? I agree with you on that. But he is fighting. Right now he went and fought Billy Joe. That was 34-0. No matter how we feel about him, right? And then he's calling out Caleb Plant. He want to fight Caleb Plant. You got to give him credit for that. You got to give him credit, and let's stop acting like, oh well, all of a sudden Caleb Plant ain't we're not going to give him no credit.
Let me say something. Look, to y'all in the chat, it don't matter if y'all done log off or none of that shit. All three of us on this panel is brothers, man. This is a fucking debate we going over boxing. Every motherfucker not going to agree on everything. Y'all don't have to be in this motherfucker, man. Leave now. You don't have to come here. Leave now. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
I didn't even see nothing in the chat. But so this is what I'm saying, right? We have to. You got to give him, because see, at one point when he finally fought Triple G, right, in the first Triple G, I thought it was a draw, right? Then I had to back off of him. I said, you know what? He has got, because see, my thing is I was saying the same exact thing you saying, Blue. I used to go at it with people all the time, and I used to say he ain't got better. How you know he got better when he fighting people like Liam Smith and all them bums? I said this dude ain't got better, but he proved me wrong when he fought Triple G, right? He proved me wrong when he fought Daniel Jacobs and beat him. And he's beating these dudes. He's beating these dudes. So when we talk about Demetrius Andrade, right? A lot of people say, well, but Demetrius Andrade, right? But he ain't. We can't even talk about Demetrius Andrade if we don't use Canelo name, because then what has Demetrius Andrade done in his career without mentioning Canelo, without saying, because Canelo is not the only fighter at 154, 160, or 168, right? What has he done on his own? What has Demetrius Andrade done on his own? And I know why Canelo didn't fight him at the time, because at the time it's like, okay, Demetrius Andrade, don't nobody know who he is, and it's too high of a risk. They probably told him, like, we're not putting you in the ring with Dudu Andrade because he's too high of a risk, right?
Right. But stay right there, though, Key. Right. That's for undisputed, the first undisputed historic Mexican middleweight champion.
Right.
So he didn't fight Andrade because of the style matchup. It had nothing to do with it. It didn't have nothing to do with popularity, because it's for history, regardless of who Andrade. Who is Caleb Plant right now? What's his star power? He ain't got no star power.
But see, to me, you know that Caleb Plant he got a
hardcore fan. But that's the same thing. But that's the same thing we say. But that's the same thing we know about Andrade, though, bro. You know, Andrade's a 2-division world champion,
but
he had a belt too.
But I understand that, and I understand why he didn't fight Andrade at the time, because they looked at Demetrius Andrade as too high of a risk, right? And then at that point in time, right, you got to look at this. At that point in time, you really don't know how good Andrade is.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't say, but we can't say it's too high risk with too low reward, because it was a chance for him to be undisputed. So it didn't matter what Andrade money he brought to the table. It's for history. There's never been an undisputed middleweight Mexican champion in the history of the sport of boxing. So we can't say it's high risk, low reward. You coming off of 2 fights with Triple G. You consider the cash cow, the face of the sport of boxing. You generate your own money. So you can really go into a historic event with Demetrius Andrade. So just like you said, like Money made the point. He got to go through these dudes to be undisputed. Exactly. So you avoided one fighter to be undisputed. Right now, he could be working on his second division being undisputed, but he chose not to fight a style. It's not risk versus reward. It's just simply style, because the reward was extremely high, because it was historic. It was legendary. He would have been the first middleweight
undisputed champion. But you are right. But we keep saying what he did. We're talking about right now. He's about to go for. He just got done fighting that style versus Billy Joe, and he about to fight that style, right? That I think is at the highest degree. Well, I ain't gonna say he don't know Floyd Mayweather shit, but he is a solid fighter. You got to give him credit because he is about to go fight Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant accepts that fight. We gotta stop saying what he didn't do and what he did because he's doing it now. Because I was the main my whole thing. Right? But I said that he would never fight Caleb Plant.
Okay, I said
he ain't gonna fight Caleb Plant. He don't want that smoke. But he's doing it, so we got to give him credit. Now everybody want to try to move the goalposts and act like that Caleb Plant ain't that. What did you say?
No. You missing my argument. I say you're missing my argument. My argument is he didn't get better, right? And so they now at this point in time he don't have a choice, right? See, I'm saying he didn't get better. I'm not giving him credit for fighting him. I'm just saying he didn't get better, right? And we're gonna see, right? But we can't. But if these do okay, for instance, Danny Jacobs, we're gonna look at these fights with Danny Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, and act like they came in there and put up a valiant effort. No, that's not a knock against Canelo. But did they come in there looking to fight? No. Well, no. So if you come in there and you Sean Porter, right? And we know
Kovalev didn't come in there to fight. I can't say the same thing about Daniel Jacobs.
Kovalev ain't putting up. Came on my Instagram. And Kovalev. Danny Jacobs did the same thing he just did against Gabe Rosado, against Canelo. And Kovalev, he came on my Instagram personally and said he said everything, but it was fixed.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right?
We can't to do with it, but he knew what it was.
But that's what I'm saying. So we can't say he got better. Billy Joe Saunders gave up everything. He didn't. Now it's not Canelo Alvarez's fault. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying that Billy Joe Saunders, he gave up his advantages in the fight, and maybe that's why I said. So I'm not saying that Caleb Plant is not good, and Caleb Plant has everything it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez. What I'm saying is Canelo Alvarez eats, sleep, and squats boxing. If you cannot match him, see Canelo Alvarez, he's a great.
Yeah, let me read this super clip chat real quick. My bad. Real Richmond 1976 say Canelo needs to fight a black fighter. Last one was Floyd Mayweather. He says, what part this clown don't see? Blue, I'm done once you log off. Okay. But anyway, yeah. But appreciate the super chat. Go ahead, Blue. My bad.
And guys, man, y'all gotta understand what we debating, man. I'm freezing up.
Yeah, you freeze. It's a delay because when I say something, I don't think you hear it until like 10 seconds later.
Yeah. It's on my end though, because it always happens.
Hey, Kurt, you sound like a robot, Kurt.
What happened?
Right now,
you sound like a robot, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, man.
Kurt,
so
like
you sound like a robot. So my thing is, like, I'm giving him credit for fighting Caleb Plant. My thing is this, right? We're not, and this is not like we're saying, it's not Canelo Alvarez's fault that these dudes, but it's the moment. You dig what I'm saying? It's the moment. So like Billy Joe Saunders, he got in there, and this dude he looked nervous, like he didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like he was fighting with his hands at the side. Like what was the game plan? You know what I'm saying? So in order to beat Canelo Alvarez, right, you have to be on your A game. I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't think David Benavidez could beat him, and this is no slight to these dudes. I just think that their flaws is too his flaws compared to their flaws, right? I believe he can exploit their flaws more so than they can exploit his. So David Benavidez' lack of defense, I think he'll that'll work against him against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Caleb Plant, is the stage going to be too big for Caleb Plant? You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be for Canelo Alvarez. It's Canelo Alvarez. It's another day in the office. You know what I'm saying? It's he don't even know if there's people there or not. You know what I'm saying? For these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Getting in, everybody calls for this fight with Canelo Alvarez, like everybody called for the fights with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? But once you get in that ring, it's a whole different ball game. It's just you and Canelo. All of that talk and all of that, you know what I'm saying, pounding your chest, and Canelo can't do this and he can't do that. Now it's just you and him. And can they live up to the billing? And that's what I said. There's no slight to Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? Because he has what it takes. He's slick, you know, and all of that. But it's one thing to see what Canelo Alvarez doing outside the ring. It's another thing when you're in there. I could see from the moment he landed that right or left hook to the body, I forgot which one it was, on Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders' whole body language changed. It was just a wake-up call. It was like, oh snap, this dude is much faster and hit much harder than I anticipated. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. These dudes, yeah, we see the flaws in them. That's what I'm saying. He got better, he got sharper at doing what he does great. But as far as certain styles are going to trouble him, there's styles that's going to trouble him because he can't cut the ring off. You know what I'm saying? But if you're dealing with guys that mentally can't stick to the game plan, regardless of how the last minute went in the round or regardless of how the last round went, you know what I'm saying? If you can't have a short memory and when you're dealing with Canelo, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the tools that is needed to be able to beat Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't mentally put it together, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Mike Tyson. You got to weather the storm. You know, it's like Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Buster Douglas was able to weather the storm. The greats is going to have those moments. You're not going to not have Canelo Alvarez. You're not going to get in there and do what Floyd did and just wipe him out. He's going to have his moments. And if you can't weather the storm, when he have those moments, you in trouble. You in trouble. And that's why I said right now, the Demetrius Andrade back then, I gave him a chance. This Demetrius Andrade, I think Canelo's going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Because that last fight with Liam Smith, you know what I'm saying? You as good as your last fight. That last fight with Liam Smith, man, that showed me everything I need, bro. And just the press conference afterwards, he's not mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? He didn't kick and scream. This dude disrespecting your father in the press conference. You ain't kick and scream. You say, oh man, you better watch your mouth, man. You know, when I see you on, it's on. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? You could tell from a certain type of mindset. You know what I'm saying? And his mindset told me everything I need to know. He get in there with Canelo Alvarez, he gonna lose the fight, and then after the fight, man, well, you know, Canelo Alvarez is just a great fighter. You know what I mean? You know, I got to give it up to him. That's the, you know, he ain't gonna go in there. He don't have that. These dudes. What I'm saying is, these dudes don't have that determination to walk through what Canelo Alvarez is going to dish out.
Jermall Charlo got the best chance to beat Canelo to me.
I give it, and I'm gonna say this, money. I actually think it's Jermall Charlo. I think Jermall Charlo. Yeah, I think Jermall Charlo. Once he get in that ring, it's a switch that he don't think nobody. Once he step in that ring, he don't believe nobody, no matter what he's up against. You know what I'm saying? You know what I saw in Jermall when adversity in Tony Harrison, that second fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When Tony Harrison was having success, it was seeming like he was getting outboxed. To him, like Canelo, it's just a matter of time. I'm gonna catch up to you. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset. Oh,
let me say this though.
Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Y'all smash my like button. Get the likes up and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, Money. My bad, man.
When we come to this style that we say that give Canelo problems, right? When we look at the Lara fight, I thought Canelo won the fight, right? I thought he made the adjustments to go to the body to start sending Lara down, because I don't think Canelo got enough credit for his body work in that Lara fight. But either way, when we look at this style that we say they can beat Canelo, and we thinking it's this boxing style to give him problems, it can frustrate Canelo, things of that nature. But when I'm looking at these fighters going backwards and they on the back foot trying to outbox him, they not landing the hard and clean the shots. And when we looking at these judges, and we already know, right, Canelo's in favor, he coming in as the favorite, right? You going backwards ain't going to impress the judges, right? We looking at it as, okay, you moving, you doing this, you doing that. But Canelo gonna be landing hard ass body shots. He gonna be landing certain counter shots on your ass to where it's go ooh the crowd, and it's gonna ooh the judges and shit, because they know they play off the crowd sometimes as well. But Canelo, I just feel like he got that will to find a way to win. So I think the style is going to be the style that can push his ass back, and that's gonna make his ass stink in the ring. Like Triple G in the first fight, he didn't fight that fight in the second fight. That first fight that Triple G fought Canelo with, That's the style that you need to trouble Canelo as well. I think Jermall got that because it's gonna make his ass think and it's gonna stop his ass in his tracks. But at the same time, you got him working. And when he gas down the stretch, if you in better condition, you're gonna show. You just gotta continue. You just gotta remember not to stop attacking Canelo body because it's gonna help his ass gas out good. But I think that jab of Jermall Charlo, the way he whooped Derevchenko, bro, because I always have Canelo beat Jermall, right? I say, okay, I edged Canelo. But the way that he beat Derevchenko, the smartness and how strong his fucking jab is, bro, that jab is gonna have Canelo ass thinking. He just can't throw it at one speed or just keep throwing it at the same pace. You gotta variate it so Canelo can't time that motherfucking counter like he do because he's a great fucking counter puncher. And as Canelo gotta stay poised and stay comfortable, you have to stay poised and stay comfortable too with your game plan, like you said, Blue. Because Billy Joe, it was times where he was just dropping his hands. I'm like, is this motherfucker just selling out? Like he just giving up? Like I said the same thing, Blue. It was times where he'd hit him and he'd drop his hands like he didn't know what to do. Blue. It's like when the guy hit the speed, everything overtook him. It's like he didn't have a good coach in the corner to coach his ass and tell him things that was watching, and he just was out there just trying to make it through, in my opinion. But I just feel like you got to be that type of style that go to Canelo, that's going to fight with his ass, that's going to jab his ass, and that's going to body shot his ass to make his ass think in the ring at the same time. Because you going backwards and just trying to outbox him, that ain't gonna be enough to just beat Canelo Alvarez. Because he gonna pick up on that shit. And even though sometimes, like you say, Blue, he don't cut the ring off, he follow you, but he's still putting the pressure game down to where he's catching up to you. Because to follow somebody is to catch him quicker than cutting the ring off is forcing him to fight. But if you follow him and chase it, if you walking straight towards him, you're going to catch him quicker. It's just if you're walking into something tonight and what he hitting your ass with, if you can take what he's throwing back. But with Canelo, you got to meet his ass in that ring. You got to fight his ass, and you got to put in his motherfucker head like, okay, I got to watch what the fuck I'm doing and make his ass think. And that's where you start throwing Canelo off.
And see,
right.
And I want to say this, right? I don't think that Charlo has the best, that Jermall Charlo has the best chance of beating Canelo. I think that Jermall Charlo, yeah, he do got a strong jab, and I think that jab could play a big factor, in making it a very competitive fight. But to me, Jermall Charlo's not good enough to, in the end. I like Jermall Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a much bigger fan of Jermall Charlo than I am of Canelo. So let's get that shit straight right now. But when I look at Jermall Charlo has flaws. He has a lot of flaws that Canelo will capitalize on. Jermall Charlo is very hittable. Yeah, he got a jab, but Jermall Charlo, he's very hittable, and he's more tailor-made towards Canelo's style. Jermall Charlo's gonna stand with you. He's gonna stand in front of you. He don't move a lot. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo don't move a lot.
I think he got a chin like Canelo. That's why I like.
Yeah. No, he got a hell of a chin, right? But he don't move a lot. So Jermall Charlo, he more so try to, parry your punches off, right? He can't stand in front of Canelo and do that, right? If you and I'm gonna make my point, right? If you go back, right, and I'm gonna tell you how hittable Jermall Charlo is, because
I'm gonna drop the link for Coach.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you how hittable Jermall Charlo is. If you go back even to the Brandon Adams fight, he was getting hit a lot. Even in the Derevchenko fight, right? He beat up Derevchenko more than anybody that we had. But Derevchenko, right? If you go back and watch that fight, he was having success. Even in the later rounds, he was having a lot of success against Jermall Charlo, hitting him. Look at and I'm gonna pull up the punch stats because I pulled it up because I watched this fight several times, right? And I'm like, damn, Charlo was getting hit, a lot in some of them rounds. Now, look, in the third round, Derevchenko landed 21 punches on Charlo. The fourth round, he landed 21, right? Again, the fifth round, he landed 19. The sixth round, he landed 20, 7, 18. And then during the later rounds, it started picking up. He landed 23, 20, 21. My bad. Actually, I was reading Jermall Charlo's punches landed. Look, Derevchenko in the sixth round, he landed 27 punches on Charlo. The seventh round, 22. The eighth round, 23. In the last round, he landed 23. So it was picking up. So Jermall Charlo, he fights in spurts. So, you know what I'm saying? I thought that he did great against Derevchenko, but Derevchenko was done. He was cooked. I thought that if Jermall Charlo had more in his tank, he should have picked up the gas on him, and he should have got Derevchenko up out of there, right? Jermall Charlo got flaws. He has flaws, and like I said, he does have a good jab, but he's not good enough to beat Canelo. He's just not. He's not. And the reason I say that the one who has the best chance, if you're talking about Demetrius Andrade, if you're talking about Jermall Charlo or Caleb Plant, I say that Caleb Plant has the best chance because Caleb Plant can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside, right? He does get hit. Caleb Plant does get hit, and he don't have he don't got the biggest power, but he have enough power for you to respect him, right? You have enough power for you to get respect, right? He can fight mid-range, right? And he's slick with his lateral movement. So to me, and him being a natural 168 pounder, right? To me, he's
much bigger. He's bigger than Billy Joe Saunders too.
Yeah, and he's bigger than Billy Joe Saunders, right? And you never seen nobody push Caleb Plant around. You just not gonna push him around. And then his mindset. Caleb Plant is not gonna go in there to lay down. His mindset, that has a lot to do with it, right? Caleb Plant has a mindset that he's cocky. He don't think nobody can beat him. Like you heard Billy Joe, right? You heard Billy Joe saying, if I lose to Canelo, if Canelo knocks me out. Billy Joe already had lost that fight before he stepped in the ring, and I told y'all that. I said, listen to this man talk. He already lost the fight. Caleb Plant not gonna come in there like that, right? He not gonna. So I think that Caleb Plant, a lot of people don't like Caleb Plant. Oh, he ain't got no power. Power ain't everything, dog. Power is not everything, right? If Caleb Plant is on his A game, right, and he can use his ring IQ and everything, I think that he has the best chance out of all these fighters of beating Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Can he beat him? I don't know. But that's just my take. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but that's just what I see. You feel what I'm saying? But what's good with you, coach?
What's happening, brothers? How y'all doing?
What's happening with it?
Hey, man. To me, I think David Benavidez got the best opportunity to beat him.
Let me say this, Coach. Hey, Blue, that's Coach Blue. He trained down in New Orleans. He got his own gym. That's Blue Blood, Coach. It's a big dog.
What's up, Blue?
What's going on with you, Coach?
Hey, man, I'm subscribed to you, brother. I know who you are.
Hey, I listen to you on the show too. So you understand?
What you want, babe? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna come right back. Okay. Hold on.
And I left David Benavidez out, y'all. But David Benavidez, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Blue. He is his feet is stuck in the sand. Now, when we talk about somebody that don't have no movement at all, that's David Benavidez. He got a high output, but he gets hit way too much. So them opponents that you see that David Benavidez walking down and throwing a million shots against, he do that shit to Canelo. First of all, he ain't gonna land half of that shit that he do on them other guys with Canelo, and then he's not gonna be able to take Canelo power like that. David Benavidez, his face, he uses his face as a punching bag. That's his defense, is his head. You know what I'm saying? It's no way that he can get in there and beat Canelo with taking all them shots that he take. It's a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level.
I think he get Canelo too many chances to counter him. No, but he can be smart. If he can take the punch of Canelo Alvarez, it's gonna be very interesting though, because you have to be that type of opponent though to trouble Canelo. If he can take Canelo power, bro, I can see David Benavidez troubling him because he's gonna let his hands go. He's gonna go forward. He's not gonna just go backwards. And yes, I know what you're saying. Can he do? He's not gonna land everything, but still, I think the pace that he fight at can trouble Canelo Alvarez. You feel me? And if he can land that shit and have Canelo as worried a little bit, then it's gonna be because David Benavidez, he got confidence, bro. That motherfucker got heart. He's not afraid, and that's one thing you can't be in that ring is afraid. You know what I'm saying? So I do look at, and I forgot about David Benavidez. I do get that's an interesting fight to me, bro. That's very interesting, David Benavidez.
I just don't like how he get hit so much, man.
Hey.
Right, hey, but yeah, I gotta go get ready to start the show.
Oh yeah. So, salute, Blue. I appreciate it. I'll be over there, Blue.
All right, Coach. I gotta come back on when you on, Coach.
Yeah, for sure. I think that
I like your take, man. I listen to your take. I like your take.
I think David Benavidez got the best shot at beating Canelo. And the reason why, because of his height, he got a hard, stiff jab like Jermall has, and he high volume. And if you can back Canelo up, Canelo don't fight well going backwards. And he's so much taller than Canelo. He's 6'3". So I think that's going to be the problem. And David Benavidez is a dog. You can tell the way he tell everybody he won't fight him. He don't care who it is, and he fights that way. So that's why I believe that David Benavidez, he has the best opportunity because of his size, because of his speed, because of his high volume punching, and because of his jab. Everybody that get in the high guard like Canelo does, get in the high guard, they get beat up by David Benavidez. Everybody. So you go in the high guard on David Benavidez like you've been doing with all these other guys. He throws a lot of punches. Only way Canelo can beat him is if Canelo throw in between the punches faster than David Benavidez, and I don't see that happening. So David Benavidez has extremely fast hands for a guy that's that lanky and tall, and he throws hard punches. And I think that he'll give Canelo all the work he wants. I think he'll beat Canelo, to be honest with you. I think that Billy Joe Saunders was scared. He didn't fight like a dog, because whenever you start backing Canelo up, that's when Canelo had problems. And he's not capable because he don't have the punching power or the snap on his punches. See, Floyd, he has snapping punches where they sting you and you gotta respect it. Canelo didn't have no respect for Billy Joe Saunders' power. David Benavidez is a different story. Jermall Charlo will be a different story. The only problem that I think Jermall would have is he would have to rip at Canelo's body. That's what he would have to do to slow Canelo down. Canelo's strong, but he's not unbeatable. Not that style. And it's not somebody that's just gonna box. Now, do Caleb Plant have a chance? Maybe. But he has to have a perfect night, because if he don't, Canelo breaks you down. That's his style. He's gonna try to break him down. But so he's gonna have to stay on his horse because he don't punch hard enough. He's conventional, so and somebody had said he was a southpaw, and he's not. He's a conventional fighter. Now, if he's snapping his punches and stunning them, then he got a chance to win. Canelo is a counter puncher. He hardly ever. Only time Canelo is lead the dance is if you move back and he see that you're not coming towards him. But if you stand in your ground, he's waiting for you to throw punches so he can hit in between or slip him and hit you with something. So right. That's his MO. But if you back him up, that's when he had problems.
Well, and let me read this.
David Benavidez the one to beat him.
Got a main fight game too.
Let me read this super chat. Valentine said Canelo is not God. Period. See this this is the thing. I see cats saying, this guy thinks Canelo is God. Fuck what y'all talking about, right? Because I can say the same shit and say, oh well, you think you think Demetrius Andrade can beat Canelo? Oh, y'all think Demetrius Andrade is God? Like, y'all sound stupid. Ain't nobody saying he God. I'm telling you that the fighters that we talking about, when I break the fight down, I don't see them beating Canelo. Ain't nobody saying that he's God and that he's unbeatable. The fighters that we are talking about, when I break those fighters down, I don't see them beating Canelo, right? You got to come with somebody better than them. And you know, I mean, so that's just what I'm saying. You think just because y'all think that I'm supposed to say the same shit y'all saying? Fuck what y'all talking about. I got my opinion just like Coach do, just like Money do, just like everybody else do. That don't mean I think he God, but I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. The man is a hell of a fighter. Just because y'all want to come on here and don't want to give him no credit and want to move the goalposts every time he fights somebody, you want to move the goalposts, right? I'm not finna sit up here and do that shit, because a lot of y'all sound just like them fans, right? When Mayweather would beat everybody, Mayweather needs to fight such and such, right? And then he'll go fight him and then beat him, and then you move the goalposts. Well, Mayweather needs to do this. Then he do it, and then you move the goalposts. Y'all sound just like them same motherfucking fans, right? From back in the day, right? Y'all sounded just like that. So don't come in here with that bullshit. Break the fight down and tell me why you think, just like the coach is coming in here, right? He's telling me why he thinks that David Benavidez can beat Canelo, right? Break the fight down and tell me. Don't just come up in here with that bullshit just because you don't like the man. Tell me facts why you think that he'll beat him. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, that's a fact. I just dropped my whole damn self. That's a fact, bro. It's like we got to get away from that notion, man. You got to learn how to get credit what credit is due, even if you don't like a fighter, bro. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like a fighter, motherfucker can do something good, and then y'all jip yourself out of great fucking fights. I would never rob myself of a great fight or some history, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Just as a man from a standpoint, dog. Just like a good-ass basketball game or a football game. How you doing, Queen?
How you
know what I'm
doing?
saying? I would never rob myself of history, bro. Like Canelo is making fucking history, dog. This is our era of boxing. They gonna talk about this shit 20, 30 years down the line. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell your grandkids, oh, well, he wasn't that good. You know, then the grandkids gonna look like granddaddy. But we seen him fight. He looked good as hell. So you just jipping yourself out of greatness, bro. I'm not gonna jip myself out of greatness, bro. We on this motherfucking earth for a short period of time. When it's something that's nice, bro, Canelo is doing. And then this is what I don't get. Because we want to praise, you know, the fighters that we like, and we want to praise our culture, which I don't have no problem with. So let's just say, for instance, Charlo or Earl Spence go and beat Canelo Alvarez, right? And they beat him. Then you motherfuckers gonna be jumping for y'all. I told y'all. Man, they top dog. What he said? But y'all want to take all the credit away from Canelo. So wait a minute. Hold on. Canelo won shit. He was an easy fighter. He won. So what is you giving him praises for? You know what I'm saying? So learn how to get credit where credit is due. So if your fighter come along and beat him, bro, that credit turns over to your fighter. You feel me? We got to cut it out with the bullshit, bro. We got to stop it because we seeing dudes out here doing good shit in boxing, bro, and they making history and they giving us great fights, putting their life on the line, whether you like it or not, dog. And then your ass glued to the television. You glued to the television for a reason. You ain't just watching TV to say, oh, man, he ain't this, he a bum. Because if that's the case, well, why you watching a bum fight? You feel me? So just learn how to get credit where credit. It's all right, bro. It's all right. I'm just telling you, don't be a fucking sheep. Don't be a sheep. If you got your opinion, I respect your opinion. But make sure it's a valid opinion, bro. It's not coming from a personal hatred. Because sometimes when y'all talk, it come from a personal hatred. Y'all want to get even, right? Get even. Now y'all letting another person control your emotions to make you feel a certain way about a certain individual when you're supposed to be doing that shit, bro. Put your own perception on somebody, bro. If you feel like he's doing this and doing that, okay, I respect it. But if it ain't a valid point or a reason to deal with boxing, you got to say some other negative shit, then you got to miss me with it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it for real because things is just getting personal now. We ain't growing the sport. We discrediting the sport. We always talking about, oh, we need boxing to get back to this, that, and the third, right? But we get to discrediting the fighters that's at the top. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, I'm just not rocking with that shit. And like he said, man, we gonna always call a spade a spade. We gonna always call it straight down the middle, even if it ain't our favorite fighter, bro. You still got to call it straight down the middle and get credit where credit is due. It ain't going to kill you to get credit where credit is due, homie.
And let me read this super chat. Uppercut Boxing Nation, what's happening with it, homie? In that super, he say, sitting ringside, he says, I thought the fight was closer than it actually was. Great unbiased work today, King. Much love. And salute to you. Much love to you, Uppercuts. And y'all make sure that y'all go to Facebook and go subscribe to Uppercuts Boxing Nation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe on Facebook. But yeah, see, and my thing is like, what I'm not. Let
me get more of this plug. You know, Shannon, y'all go over there and y'all go follow Loyalty Promotion and Boxing as well.
Yeah,
that's a great. Look, I just talked Lori up. Look, y'all go subscribe to Lori. Go subscribe to her boxing channel as well. Follow Loyalty Promotion and Boxing. Be respectful. You feel me? So y'all go show love to Uppercut Boxing and Loyalty Promotion and Boxing, and loyal to the game boxing too as well.
Right. Kurt Anderson, what's happening with it? Kurt say Plant, Andrade, and Charlo not good enough to Canelo. He says they lack experience, intestinal fortitude. I threw that one in there for Kurt. And not fighting top competition. He says, I said Saunders would quit on the stool. Yeah, but see, this is the thing. It's like, right, we naming all of them, right? This is the thing, right? So you got Kurt coming in here and he's saying that Plant ain't good enough, Andrade ain't good enough, or Charlo ain't good enough, right? So we naming all these fighters. To me, all of these is top level A-class fighters, right? So we can't sit here and say that, right? And then say that, well, Canelo ain't shit, or Canelo ain't doing Canelo ain't the best in boxing right now, right? Now, because he is the best, I have him pound for pound number one because of what he's doing right now. Now, somebody else can come and take that away from him. Errol Spence can come and take that away from him, right? Terrence Crawford, depending on who he fight, he can come and take that away from him. So we're talking about right now what he's doing in boxing right now. I Am Ill Will says, y'all keep saying Canelo has the best resume, but leave out all these ducking ass fighters who avoid. See, you've been in here and see, I fuck with you. You my guy, but you've been in here hating the whole time. I can drop the link. I can drop the link for you, Will, because I've been reading your comments. In your comments, right, you haven't made not one good point to back up that shit you've been saying. All you saying is, oh, he a PED cheat, fuck Canelo. Come on here and talk boxing. Talk boxing. Tell me why that you think that everybody will beat Canelo. Tell me. That's what I want to hear. If you can't do that, you can't talk boxing. You can't talk this subject with me. Right?
I just knocked it down so bad.
If you can't do that, you can't talk about this subject because you gotta clear your mind from that hate. Right? Just because you don't like a fighter, that don't mean that you can. Oh, okay. I thought you, but still, Ill Will, y'all got some of y'all got to come off of that hate, right? Just because I was the same way with Canelo, I didn't like him. I didn't like him because the way that he was moving. But at some point, right, the man that fought Triple G, he didn't fought Daniel Jacobs. He moved up, right? He fought Callum Smith. And you can't say like, oh, well, such and such ain't got no power because Callum Smith got power. Now, do I think Callum Smith is an A-level fighter? No, I don't. But he was a champion at 168, right? He was a legit champion at 168 that had a lot of power, right? He beat him, right? And then you got to look at everybody that he beat, you know what I'm saying, before that. He beat some dudes, some solid cats at 154 and 147. He got the body of work that the rest of these dudes don't got. So when I ask y'all, well, what has who has Jermall Charlo fought? You know what I'm saying? What has he done, right, by his resume that was great, right? Or if I say who has Demetrius Andrade fought, right, where he showed you greatness by his resume. You know what y'all say? Well, it's because Canelo. No, I'm asking you what they did without putting because Canelo in it, without saying cuz Canelo, right? Act like Canelo don't exist because Canelo's not the only fighter that exists at 154,
just like we do Bud Crawford,
160 or 168. Without saying because Canelo, what have they done, right? Because we know what he's doing. He's doing that. So stop following behind one man and then basing your whole career off, well, because of Canelo. Nah, don't do that. He's not the only fighter in boxing.
Let me say this, kid. Let me say this, kid. And Coach, would you agree with me on this, Coach? It's the same situation with Bud Crawford, Coach, right? When we say, okay, Errol Spence is not the only fighter. Manny Pacquiao is not the only fighter, right? So when I'm looking at Andrade and I'm looking at Jermall Charlo, and y'all right here at 160 pounds, both of y'all are world champions. Demetrius Andrade, you walk inside the arena with Billy Joe and Canelo is afraid to fight Boo Boo Andrade. Why isn't Jermall Charlo name on that shirt? Why isn't y'all right? Like, I don't mind y'all chasing Canelo. Don't get me wrong, because they did what you said, Coach. Go to the, what you say? Go to the press conference, mush a motherfucker in the face, right, Coach?
I agree with everything he did.
He tried to do that, right? He tried to do that. But my thing is, y'all have a big fight right there with each other. You know what I'm saying? At 160, y'all can make y'all own shit pop, and y'all can make y'all self big stars. I'm sorry doing all this cursing in front of the Queen. Y'all can make y'all self stars, bro. Y'all got a big fight that would be super. Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo, bro. That is a big super fight, and they refuse to make it happen because they just looking at Canelo. Y'all can make y'all own money, bro, and put y'all self in the spotlight. Look what look what Wilder did when he went and fought Tyson Fury. When we wanted Wilder and Anthony Joshua so bad he couldn't get it, he went and fought Tyson Fury, and look what that did. created something stupid big. Now they look like they fit a fight for the third time. Bro,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with you sort of, though. Not all the way. And the reason I'm saying that is because look at how many years that they chased Canelo, like at 154. And then, you know, Jermall Charlo was his mandatory. He gave up the belt, went to the franchise. So, and he's the money man. So it's just like Keon said, he's just like Floyd right now. Everybody want to fight him. And, you know, it is messed up that these guys probably going to have to fight each other because Triple G not going to unify with neither one of them. We know that. He's terrified of both of those guys. So, you know, I can understand why Boo Boo did what he did because he had a scheduled fight with Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe pulled out the fight. You know, he been chasing Canelo forever. So everybody else talking bad about Boo Boo, but Boo Boo did what he was supposed to do, just like Antonio Tarver did with Roy.
I loved what he did.
I like it. I think he should have handled it a little better as far as when he said, well, who have you fought? Well, who the fuck Yildirim fought? That's how that would have went. You know what I'm saying? Right. Who Yildirim fought? That's how that shit would have went. Who Willie Monroe fought? Motherfucker, stop using excuses. You know, I loved seeing Boo Boo do what he did. Everybody else might not have liked it. Now, he's being disrespectful. The Charlo's gonna talk about the man, but I don't see neither one of you niggas over there fucking trying to get Canelo in the ring or talking shit to him.
Facts.
You know, I don't see y'all at the motherfucking.
Let me read this, Coach.
Live and your brother live, and you live in Dallas, nigga. So,
Coach, let me pause you real quick and let me get through these super chats and I'm gonna let you finish. Lord to the game, boxing talk. What's happening with it? Kwame, what's happening with it? Y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man Kwame East over there on Lord to the Game Boxing Talk right here on YouTube. Make sure that y'all go and subscribe to him and then go make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man I Am Ill Will. Even though he on there talking that bullshit right now, I don't agree with him. But go subscribe to my man I Am Ill Will too. And appreciate you, Kwame, always coming through showing love and support.
Shouts out to Kwame. We going now, bro.
And
go ahead, Coach.
And then KD Dr. 7989, he says if Canelo not special, why Floyd only one give him L. And salute to you off in that super chat. We also got Efren G, he says speaking facts, but they all scared to lose that and I appreciate everybody that's dropping them super chats. Go ahead, Coach. My bad. And then I got Marky Y Dan 123. He says, you think Eubank versus Andrade is more likely to happen than the Charlo fight? Probably. It don't look, I don't know, man. They need to fight each other. But you know what I'm saying? You never know with this boxing shit. But go ahead, Coach.
Like I said, bro, you know, I enjoy what Demetrius did. They can talk bad about him because you know how the Caucasian persuasion play us to be him going up in there and disrupting, and you're gonna tell a man not here. What you mean not here? Motherfucker, this where it needs to happen because I'm tired of him running from me all these years. 7 years, bro. And you when you was at 154, you wouldn't screw with me, and when you was at middleweight, you moved out the division. So he did what he was supposed to do. And Jermall should have been at the fight too. Jermall should have been at the fight calling both of them out. And they should have all been calling each other out, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you wanted Canelo smoke, you talking about you're going to have to fight Canelo at 168. Okay, why you don't get in there with Benavidez then at 168? Because they're coming down to 160. I'm going to tell you that right now. Jermall going to have to move up and fight him. Well, you got another little dude that's been calling you out forever, bro. So, and guess what? He ain't scared of nobody in the division, who I think he is the best at 168, to be honest with you. Because I look at his skill set. I look at his ability. I don't care what color he is. I don't give a damn. That motherfucker can fight. David Benavidez is the best at 168, to me. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think David Benavidez, he got the most heart. I think he got a lot of skills. He throw a lot of punches and he hit hard. And he liked the contact. He not backing away from the contact. He like it. If you get a good shot on him, he just oh yeah, I'm about to break your ass down. And that's the attitude. You can't go in there and fight Canelo and be scared, bro. You can't. Or I give him this. He like a bloodhound. He sniff it out, boy. Soon as he see you not willing to exchange or give him some business, He gonna walk through you. I don't care who it is. And Boo Boo, right now, he looked terrible in that last fight. I never seen Demetrius Andrade look like that.
I have.
He looked terrible. I think he didn't. I
seen
don't
him
think
look that
he
horrible
came,
before. I seen Andrade look bad. That he fought a dude over in the UK.
In Germany,
terrible.
nah, Germany.
Germany.
Germany,
Yeah. Now I want to say this. I agree with what you saying about Andrade, right? I loved him going in the press conference, crashing this press conference, because it's like you said, you got to do what you got to do to try to make the fight happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be disrespectful. Like you said before, mush him in his fucking face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problem with that. The rest of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Charlo should have been in the fucking press conference. He should have had his ass up in there being disrespectful, right? So I don't have, Jack Coldclay. I don't have no problem with that. I like what he did. But at the end of the day, right? Like you said, Demetrius Andrade been chasing him for 7 years, right?
But they got history too. Charlo and Demetrius, they got history too, just as long as Canelo.
Right. So this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna give it to you though, money. Right. So they've been chasing him. We said, well, but Canelo ain't Canelo ain't. I mean, you gotta stop saying that shit at one point, right? It's a point in your career where you gotta stop saying that shit, right? Right? If he's not fighting me, right? This is for Jermall Charlo. This is for Dudu Andrade, right? If he not fighting you, right? Y'all in the same weight classes with each other. Why are y'all not fighting each other? What's the problem? Why you keep talking about but Canelo ain't but Canelo, move your ass around, right? Make some great fights with each other, right? And then make it to where Canelo has to fight you because your name is ringing, right? Your name is ringing, right? Move around, because ain't now one of y'all made no great fights with nobody else. Because look, Jermall Charlo. Let's talk about Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, right? He had a chance to move up to 168 because he called out David Benavidez. David Benavidez ain't called him out. He called out David Benavidez, right? When shit got hectic, right? It's kind of, he started moving the goalposts. David Benavidez got to do this. He got to do that. Y'all know I ain't no fucking 168-pound fighter. Y'all know I don't fight at 168, right? Then he come back right now this weekend talking about let's make the fight happen, Canelo. I'll move up. I want to move up to 168. I'll drop everything. Motherfucker, you just told me that you couldn't fight at 168. You just came on here and cried and talking about you can't fight at 168 when David Benavidez told you, well, you want to call me out. You saying that you're going to knock me out. Well, come on, let's make it happen in September. Now, all of a sudden, you can make 168 and you're a 168-pound fighter, and it ain't no problem for you to drop your belt and move up, right? See, that's the fucking problem. That's a problem right there. You want to do that, so you want to pick and choose, right?
Hypocrisy.
So what makes you able to fight at 168? If you ain't a 168-pound fighter and you can't fight at 168, well, stay at 160 because you already told me you don't have no chance of competing at 168, right? What's the fucking problem, right? And then Demetrius Andrade, right? Why haven't you made a fight with Charlo, right? Why hasn't Charlo made a fight with goddamn Daniel Jacobs? They all got beef, right? So it's other fights. Canelo is not the only fighter at 154 through 168. If he not fighting you, which he was not fighting y'all, right? You could say he was ducking. You could say that De La Hoya wouldn't let him. Whatever you want to say, right? Whatever it is what it is, right? They got to move like my man Money said, right? Motherfucking Anthony Joshua was ducking, right? Anthony Joshua was ducking Wilder. He was doing anything and everything he could not to duck Wilder. You know what Wilder did? He played with him for a while. He figured out that this motherfucker's not going to fight me, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and create my own mega fights because Anthony Joshua is not the only name in the heavyweight division, right? So I'm going to make my way. You can't fucking sit around you know what I'm saying? You cannot sit around and wait for somebody else. You can't sit around and wait for somebody else. Oh, well, Blue Blood, his shit popping. Blue Blood won't let me on his panel. You know what? Well, how come you ain't did this and this, everything boxing? Well, it's because Blue Blood. It's because what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, shut that bitch ass shit up. I'm sick of all of that shit. Make your way and stop everything because Canelo, yeah, he won't fight you, but make your way and then make it to where, like, okay, man, they creating mega fights on their own. Why couldn't now Canelo is the demand for Canelo to fight them? And I agree with y'all. Canelo should have fought them, but they ain't doing shit on their own. But let me get through this super chat real quick, and I'm gonna pass it off. Edward Stevens says, 72-year-old boxing fan here. Canelo is a problem. And salute to you, Edward Stevens. Salute to you, my guy. Let me see. And let me see. We got MX in the building. He said everyone wants to fight Canelo. Why don't they fight someone worthy first and prove themselves? Talking about Nello ducking, but they duck each other. And see, I love what Demetrius Andrade did. He been wanting to fight. That's not a surprise. But you know what Canelo should have told him? Canelo should have been like, all right, bet. I'll give you the fight. Make a fight with Charlo, right? And I'll fight the winner between y'all. Make a fight with Charlo. And see, Canelo shouldn't have been, oh, well, get him up out of here. No, okay, bet. You want to fight me? Make just like Floyd Mayweather told Sean Porter and goddamn Keith Thurman, right? Y'all want to fight me so bad, right? Y'all want to fight me so bad. Go fight Errol Spence. If you can beat him, I promise you that I'll give you a fight with me. They didn't want to fight Errol Spence. So Canelo should have been like, you want to fight me? Okay, bet. I'll fight you. Make a fight with each other, and I'll fight the winner between y'all. Because that is a mega fight. That's a Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. They've been having beef. The whole Charlo family got beef with him. Make that fight happen, right? So it's simple as that. You feel what I'm saying? So we can't keep talking. Well, but Canelo, man, you can't sit around waiting your fucking whole career on what the next man doing. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do that. And that's just how I feel about it. And let me read this last super chat. And I'm gonna give it to you, Money. He say, Robert Pitt, salute to you. He say exactly right. He says, in the meantime, they need to be fighting each other because that will force Canelo hand. Yeah, make it to where like these motherfuckers just is putting on too. They putting on just like you are, Canelo. Now you can't say that they don't have a big enough name. You can't say that they ain't fought nobody. John, Batman, what you talking about? Why I'm hiding Canelo? What you mean why I'm hiding Canelo? What you talking about? Why I'm hiding Canelo?
That's a whole other situation. That's the thing, bro.
Go ahead, go ahead, Money.
That's the thing. Canelo don't have to play matchmaking when you have to tell him to do this and do that. My whole thing is this. Canelo came out, and we know what his next play is, right? And that's why I say this all the time, Coach. You know he won't Caleb Plant for undisputed. Already off the back, y'all know y'all not getting Canelo Alvarez next. Y'all know it, right? So if you really want him, you play chess with him. Okay, so after he become undisputed, what's the next fight that he can try to get, right? That he can try to say he can't fight me. And the only name is up there 168 is David Benavidez, Coach, right? So why not shoot for the David Benavidez fight, right? Knock his ass out the way and take that position and then put you in position. But at the same time, when we say they've been chasing, it's just like we said about Terrence Bud Crawford and Manny Pacquiao. You've been chasing for so long, you ain't get them. It's what we said about Gary Russell Jr., Batman, and Leo Santa Cruz. You've been chasing for so long, but you're not getting them. It's other fights out there for you, bro. If y'all let one man control your career, bro, y'all are some goddamn idiots. Because that man is eating, feeding his family, becoming the biggest star, while you send your ass back being in his shadow. See what I'm saying? Like, go and face your own opposition, bro. It's other fights there for you to become a great fighter with. Canelo is becoming a great fighter by fighting other fighters. He's not just fighting you and you. He's fighting other fighters. So do exactly, I ain't going to say do exactly what he's doing, like you got to follow his footprint, but make your own damn lane, bro. Errol Spence is not being a thirsty-ass Negro out here in these streets. He's making his own lane. They weren't fighting Errol Spence. What he do? He go whoop, he call him out, but at the same time, he's still making his own path. Even right now, Canelo is looking at fighting Errol Spence over Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. And people pissed off about it. Why? Because he's making his own lane and he putting himself in position, bro. And this motherfucker at welterweight. He's at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Holding more weight than y'all, bro. Because y'all sitting up here steady talking about Canelo this, Canelo that. It doesn't matter, bro. Your name is Demetrius Andrade. You a world champion. Your name is Jermall Charlo. You are a world champion, bro. Go out here and just knock motherfuckers out and call them out from the ring instead of from the sideline, man. Because y'all not gonna force him to get into the ring with you. He's number one. And when you're number one, you're not looking behind you, bro. So what you gotta do is put yourself on the side of that motherfucker. You feel me? Y'all don't have to go chasing him and chase him and chase. And I get what you're saying, Coach. Yes, he is the money fight. That's a big time fight. You fight Canelo, you're on the big stage. It's a grand stage. He just put 73,000 asses in the seats. Okay. But you think doing Charlo can't put asses in the seats? You know what I'm saying? You think if you go here and become unified champion, things of that nature, you're not gonna get no recognition? You gotta learn how to be you, bro. You gotta learn how to be you. Of course you want to fight. And with Demetrius Andrade going to the fight, like I was telling Key, I respect it. But you at the same time, you still gotta respect what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? That was Canelo night. It's a big ass night for him. 73,000, you get the knockout, right? He entertained you, right? But when he starts saying, get the fuck out of here, okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You showed up, you did what you had to do. You know what I mean? I ain't worrying about what nobody else got to say about Andrade or he did this or he did that. No, you did what you had to do, bro. You put your name out there, right? But at the same time, bro, don't make yourself look too thirsty or like you just chasing this one man, bro. You're a grown-ass man. You're a professional fighter. And it's plenty other professional fighters out there with nice names as well, dog. And like I say, you should have had Charlo name on the shirt as well. If you can't make that happen, go become unified champion at middleweight. If you're a unified champion at middleweight, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So at the same time, man, they got to start worrying about their own careers and not just looking at this man like Ill will say he's not a god. We know he's not a god, but these motherfuckers treat him like a god. These motherfuckers chase him like he's the only name out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that get to me, bro. Like they act like you set your goal, you got your mindset on just one particular fighter. And if that one fighter telling you, I'm not fighting you right now, or he telling you, I'm going to get Caden Plant for undisputed, you not fit to fuck up that situation you got going on over there. That's his plans. That's what he finna do. That's what his team finna go after of Caden Plant. You know where you is nowhere near. And as we seen, what Eddie Hearn say, Demetrius, not now. He's like, what you mean not now? Like you've been with Eddie Hearn for X amount of look how long you've been with Eddie Hearn. He just got Canelo. He just got Canelo, right? Look how long you've been with Eddie Hearn and look what Eddie Hearn said to you. You see what I'm saying? So it just show you there's not no loyalty in this game, bro. You got to worry about you when you got to get you. So while you sitting up here thinking Eddie Kerr for your ass, Eddie don't give a damn. Eddie Kerr about filling up his coffins. So you better get as many fights as you can, man, in your prime while you could, because you sitting around these years and y'all just waiting and waiting and waiting. Y'all let's go look up. Canelo gonna be rich as fuck heading out the game. You still gonna be right there tomorrow. Yeah, but he ducked me his whole career. He ducked me his whole thing. They better get real, coach. It's real life. It's chess, not checkers. It's chess, not checkers. And if you think if you just keep jumping over this person, they gonna get your ass checkmated. I mean, get your ass knocked off the little checkerboard. You crazy. You better move right on your chessboard, man, and make your own money, dog, and make your own lane, your own legacy. And at the end of the day, if you still become a world champion, a unified champion, a two-division world champion, he's a two-division world champion already. Like you're making history. As long as you're in the history books at the end of the day, let the people say Canelo never wanted to fight him. Why? Because this what he was doing. He was whooping that person ass. He was whooping that person ass. He whooped this person, and he knew that man was going to be problems for him. Instead of you sitting back and letting your career waste away, you know what I mean? So I'm just not a fan of just chasing one fight, and if you can't get that fight, you put everything else to the side and act like the boxing game ain't the boxing game. You feel me? So I just want these boys to step up to the plate, man. Make their own legacy and their own name, because it's fight there for you, bro. It's fight there for you. Just go make them happen.
The person who should have been up in there was David Benavidez. He literally have a claim.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He got a claim because he didn't lose his belt. Nobody beat him. And then the WBC threw that belt up in there. So David Benavidez definitely have a claim, but he has the right attitude. Look at his attitude. I want to fight all the time, and I want to fight whoever's the best out there. And that's what he's doing, even though he know that belt is his. That's his belt. So
I agree.
He is the one who really have a claim to Canelo. Because that's my shit. They gave you that fight. Then when the mandatory came around, y'all jumped the number 2 fighter in front of me. So he definitely have a claim. You know, so after he get through with Caleb Plant, if he get past Caleb Plant, which I think he probably will, he don't have a choice. He gonna either dump that WBC or he gotta get up in there with that big tall son of a gun. That's what he gotta do. And I think that big tall son of a gun gonna beat him. People think that David Benavidez can't beat him. I differ. I think he gonna beat him, and he gonna beat him convincingly. That's what I think. Well, because I'm looking at his skill set.
Well, Coach, you know, he said he said that he is there at 168 to stay for a long time, right? So we're gonna see. And let me read this super chat. Rich Mendez say, the man who will beat Canelo is 18 years old. He says no one now can beat him. Not Benavidez, Charlo, Andrade. He says maybe not even better beat.
Shit. Man, come on, man.
This is the thing, right?
What's that can beat him? The man who will beat Canelo is 18 years old.
It's 18. So I don't know who he's talking about, but
he's just saying that somebody young that's coming up gonna be the one to beat him when Canelo get old. That's bullshit. And if he get up in there with bitter beef, Canelo will get knocked the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen. That motherfucker there is strong and can punch hard as the fuck. He gonna get beat.
You know what I'm saying? Like he is not a 175-pound fighter. So I'm gonna talk about 168 because he's saying that he's there to stay at 168.
7 years. He said 7 years.
Yeah, 168. He said he's there, right? So, like I said, we got to give him credit for what he's doing now. Yep. Now he finna go fight Caleb Plant. I think that's a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a hell of a fight. To me and Coach, this is where we disagree because I think that Caleb Plant is a much tougher fight for Canelo than David Benavidez is because to me, David Benavidez, we see him walking fighters down, throwing a million punches, but he has no movement. He don't have no foot movement at all. And he has no defense. So it's different levels. When he get up in there with Canelo, right, he's not going to be able to walk forward like that and just take them shits that Canelo is bringing because Canelo punch a lot harder. Canelo hit a lot harder than them motherfuckers that David Benavidez been in the ring with, right? And David Benavidez, he just gets hit too much. I'm telling y'all, look, if we go back and watch David Benavidez's last fight, Coach, we go back and watch his last fight with the dude. Who did he fight? He fought a dude that we never heard of before. Dude we never had heard of before. He hit David Benavidez at will. He just didn't have no power. If that was Canelo in the ring.
But Keon, why? Why? You know why? Because when David Benavidez see you can't hurt him, that's your ass.
But he don't know how to fight no different. That's
bullshit. He don't get hit like that in every fight. And not only that, look at that fucking jab. And he's 6'3". Watch what's gonna happen. That fucking jab that Canelo can't just walk through that jab. Not only that, Canelo getting the high guard. David Benavidez will take advantage of that.
But
when you get in the guard, he's gonna start unleashing on your ass. Coach, and it ain't no stopping.
This is what I'm saying, Coach, right? David Benavidez, right? We can't base it off of that because David Benavidez, he don't have that experience. He had never fought nobody. Like the toughest fighter on his resume, right? The best fighter on David Benavidez's resume is Anthony Durrell, old Anthony Durrell. Anthony Durrell's not near the same fighter that he used to be, right? And Anthony Durrell was giving David Benavidez problems before he got cut. He was giving David, and I'm gonna tell you where he's giving David Benavidez problems. When Anthony Durrell was moving on David Benavidez and he was sticking that jab to the body and using his jab, David Benavidez was confused. He was giving him problems, right? He got cut. Right? David Benavidez started cutting off the ring on him and just overwhelmed him, right? But he was giving David Benavidez, we could go back and watch that fight. He was giving him problems. David Benavidez has never fought nobody, not even nowhere close to the level of a Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo don't move.
Huh?
Canelo don't move around the ring, buddy. So he gonna be right there in range to get fucking cracked, bro.
He moved. Canelo has very good defense. Very good defense.
Yeah, you know he got very good defense when he's not being attacked. When he's being attacked, or he can just step back and counter you. Billy Joe Saunders never made an adjustment. He saw him keep trying to throw the fucking right uppercut, and he gonna lean into the shit.
I'm telling you, Coach, don't put your money on David Benavidez beating Canelo.
I'm going to put my money on David Benavidez to beat everybody at 168. Everybody at 168, David Benavidez is gonna beat everybody. There's a reason why Canelo didn't start that fucking campaign of I want to be undisputed until David Benavidez lost that fucking belt. That's the only reason. If that motherfucker still had that belt, you best believe Canelo wouldn't be talking that fucking undisputed shit. Canelo didn't want no parts of that motherfucker, and he know why, because that's a big, tall, rangy, fast hand, hard hitting motherfucker, and you got to get up in there. You get up in there. That you got to come in and see him. And Canelo gets tired. David Benavidez, you ain't never seen him win it. Ever.
Now, that's one point you do got. He don't get tired, but like I said, it's different levels, Coach. Coach, it's different levels.
Styles make fights. Styles make fights. David Benavidez is rangy. He don't have to get on the inside if he don't want to until he get Canelo hurt. Then he gonna start taking advantage. He gonna stay on the outside. He punch hard enough to where Canelo can no, I can't walk through this shit because this shit hurt. He not gonna walk through David Benavidez punches. And that fucking jab is just like Jermall's. That bitch is stiff. And it's hard. And as soon as Canelo runs towards people with the high guard, you get in the high guard against David Benavidez, he gonna take advantage. He gonna hit you everywhere. He don't give a fuck if he land on your head. He gonna land on your shoulders, on your chest, on your neck. He don't give a fuck. He gonna just be throwing hard ass punches. And you get in the high guard, only chance Canelo got is to hit him in between shots. But he's so rangy. Canelo 5'8". Anthony Durrell was fucking 6'1". Canelo 5'8", in a 6'3" fight who know how to use a jab and ain't scared. Caleb Smith fought like a bitch. He didn't fucking take them stiff jabs and keep Canelo. He tapping. That ain't gonna happen with David Benavidez. David Benavidez gonna put some on Canelo ass, bro. You ain't walking through them fucking shots. It ain't gonna happen. You getting that go fuck you up, he gonna fuck you up. And that's what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna see money on it. Fuck it. I got my
Hey, Coach, we gonna have to see each other when that fight get made. But see, this one, and I'm gonna give it to you, money. I'm gonna pass it to you. He said he's staying at 168, right? We got to give him credit for fighting Billy Joe, because Billy Joe was a champion and Billy Joe had the style that a lot of people say that he was afraid to fight. Now he fighting another guy with that style. Caleb Plant got that fucking style, so we can't make excuses and not give him credit for fighting Caleb Plant. He's staying at 168, so he's eventually, if he at 168, if David Benavidez keep winning, right, he's eventually gonna have to see David Benavidez. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's give him credit. Let's not go down the line and say, oh, he's not gonna fight David Benavidez. Well, because if he don't, I'm on his helmet. If he don't fight David, it ain't no more moving around. If you stand at 168, stay right there, and you are going to eventually have to see David Benavidez.
David is mandatory. He got to fight him after Caleb Plant.
Yeah, you're going to have to see him. So I want to see that fight.
Canelo said he will. They have to say, "Will you fight David Benavidez?" He said, "Of course I will." But like he said, I want to try to make history first, and after that, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But
he's still disputed. Until he beat David Benavidez, to me, that's just me. He ain't undisputed if he beat Caleb Plant. Motherfucker, you got somebody else belt that you didn't fucking earn by beating that motherfucker. That's just me.
I feel what you're saying, though, Coach, but at the same time, you still got, and I respect David Benavidez, and I don't like what the WBC did by snatching that belt and throwing it in there like that. But at the same time, he still lost it on the scale, so he got to be held accountable for his own faults. But I will say, it's very interesting to see if he can take that Canelo punch, because I'm like Keon. He throw too many punches to where Canelo is a counter puncher, and he's going to leave himself open for that shot. But if he can take the punch, it's going to be interesting to me. That's what it's going to come down to, because he do put a lot of pressure on, and he do give you that style that'll tear your ass out if you ain't in great shape. You know what I mean? So it's going to come down to David Benavidez's chin and how you hold that bitch up, because even though he fight from the outside, his fight from the outside, just to me, that ain't going to be enough to win. He going to have to get into that bitch and be that dog that he is, which he is, because I think after the first 2 rounds, he coming for your ass. I don't care who you is. David Benavidez is coming for your ass. That's just his style of fight. It's just gonna come down to could that chin hold up, and with that face of Canelo, because I'm not looking at the size, because Canelo, to me, Canelo know how to clear that size. He know how to get in the inside. The motherfucker good with head movement and walking in the inside. But it's like you say, could Benavidez be smart enough? Could he have enough patience to work that jab and let Canelo Alvarez walk into that shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be Canelo will give him different looks. It's gonna be very tough to just keep Canelo on the outside, right? Because that motherfucker just too strong himself. So it's gonna come down to could David Benavidez take that power? Could he take the Canelo power? Canelo go damn sure go touch the body. We know that for a fact. And then it's gonna come down to Canelo with the accumulation of punches that David Benavidez gonna be throwing. How do his ass deal with that speed and the pressure of David Benavidez? Because that is a different type of pressure coming from David Benavidez, bro. That motherfucker got a different type of pressure.
He didn't even hardly get hit in this fight, and his fucking left eye was swollen. He ain't hardly got hit. You keep getting hit by David Benavidez, your shit gonna swell up, Jack. And not only that, David Benavidez don't fight short. All of these top fighters that fight Canelo, they fucking squat down to his size. David Benavidez don't do that. He fights tall.
We got to see that though, coach. We got to see that in that fight. Like, what would he do? Would he try to get it? Because he give a side up sometimes. He do, But the thing is, he can fight in the inside. That's what makes David Benavidez different. He can fight in the inside on your ass, and them short shots hurt harder than the ones that got a lot of extension on them motherfuckers too. So he know how to put the right leverage on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I do, another thing I like about David Benavidez, I like the heart. I like the heart on David Benavidez. You're gonna have to prove to him. Yeah, you have to prove to him that you're gonna beat his ass. You feel me? So I see the super check. Yeah, you got to prove to him you can beat his ass. But I'm with Keon. I think the experience of Canelo though, coach. I think the experience of Canelo. I think the smartness of Canelo. I think it's just gonna be too much for David Benavidez at the end. But I'm looking forward to if David Benavidez take that, because I thought Jermall, but I might have to switch my pick from Jermall to Benavidez on giving him the best shot. I'm gonna stick with Jermall though. But Benavidez do gotta, like, if he can take the punch, that's what it's gonna come down to. Could you take the Canelo punch? You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be interesting. But go ahead, Key. I see one with the super chat.
And my man Batman is super chat. He said Canelo moved like a bitch. Excuse me. He says for the last 2 to 3 years and still the great. He says, and he's still the great, but a duck is a duck in my book. Why ain't he take boo-boo belt for undisputed? And see, this is the thing, man, because me and Batman, they had conversations about this, right? So, and I agree with some of the shit that Batman was making, like some of his points, like a lot of people make, well, why he ain't fought Charlo and this and that. But like I made my point earlier, we can say that, we can continue to say that, but you can't continue to just use that and use that and use that, and not in anything he do in boxing, you're gonna go back to that, because they haven't done shit in their career to where you could be like, okay, well, why they ain't fighting each other, right? And so this is my thing, right? This is my thing with you, Batman, when it comes to this subject, right? You gotta, right? Because you got a strong hate for Canelo, right? You got a strong hate for Canelo and you don't like him, right? And that's cool. That's cool. But you got to be able to look past that, because, right, you got to give him credit for what he's doing right now, right? Now, you said out of your own mouth that that Caleb Plant, right? Caleb Plant will beat Canelo, right? You said out of your own mouth that Caleb Plant will beat Canelo, that Canelo don't want to see Caleb Plant. And I said that before in the past. I said it in the past. I've said that myself. I said Canelo ain't gonna fucking move up to. I said, yeah, when he move up to 168, if he move up, I said he ain't gonna fight no Caleb Plant. I said he don't want to fight Plant, right? He'll never. But right, he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong, right? He's trying to do everything he can to fight Caleb Plant. So I asked you, Batman. I said, are you gonna give him credit if he fight Caleb Plant? You said, well, he ain't gonna fight Caleb Plant. I said, but if he fight Caleb Plant, are you gonna give him credit? Because you saying that's the man that you think that'll beat him. So you got to give him credit if he fight Caleb Plant. And you said you ain't gonna give him credit if he beat Caleb Plant. So make that make sense to me. So that just shows that you have a strong hate for him and you're not gonna give him credit no matter what he do. The motherfucker can fight Godzilla, right? In the water, underwater, he can beat Godzilla, and you still not gonna give him credit. That's what we got to get past that shit. We have to get past that and look past like, okay, I don't like this. It like, because look, right? I cannot stand James Harden as a basketball player. I think that James Harden, right? I think that James Harden, if he played in the 90s, in the 80s, right? I think that he wouldn't be half as good as he is, because I think that his whole game is surrounded by getting fouls called. He flops and you do this and that. So it's hard to guard him because you don't know what the fuck to do. If you flinch at him, they call him the foul, right? They didn't play the game like that back then. So I think that, and then you see like when the game tightens up in the playoff, James Harden don't perform like that. So I think that about James Harden, right? Now, if James Harden go out there and show out in the playoff, right? Do his fucking thing in the playoffs, win. I can't come back and say the same shit because he proved me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like Tim Duncan. I couldn't stand Tim Duncan. For some reason, I didn't like the motherfucker. But Tim Duncan was a hell of a player. I had to give him his props because he was a hell of a player. So I understand you don't like Canelo, but you still got to give him his props. You still got to give him credit for what he's doing. And then my man Batman said Charlo earned the right to fight him. He did, and I agree, but we can't just keep using that, right? Because Charlo needs to go and make some great fights.
Right. If he don't want to fight it, what the hell he fight? If he don't want to fight it, then what the hell we supposed to do? What can we do?
What can we do? But see, and this is the thing. We keep talking about Charlo. Canelo at 168 now. Charlo said he couldn't fight at 168. Now all of a sudden he can fight at 168. So you can't you can't do that because now you're making yourself look bad. Charlo made himself look bad because he whined and cried about he ain't a 168-pound fighter. Basically, y'all leave me alone. Y'all know I ain't 168. I can't fight at 168 after you said that you would be better at 168, right? Charlo needs to close his mouth, right? Because he's making him now it's like, right now, I want to give him credit for saying that he'll drop his belts and move up to 168 and fight Canelo. But it's then I got to go back and I got to use you for your words that you said. You said you couldn't fight at 168. And Charlo, my guy. Like, I fuck with Charlo heavy. That is my dude. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, you make yourself look bad out here. You feel what I'm saying? So I got to go by the words that you said. You feel me? Send let me see. Hold on. Send Batman the link. Send Batman the link. You hear me, money?
I got you.
Okay. Yeah.
I asked you that earlier.
But so that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? We got to we have to stop moving the goalposts because see, like I said, y'all doing the same shit that they was doing to Floyd. Y'all doing the same shit that they was doing to Floyd. Right? Now you putting yourself in the same category that they was doing to Floyd. And I'm sticking to what I said. I don't give a fuck how many people come in here and say, oh, Caleb Plant ain't this and he ain't got a chance. I'm sticking to what I said. I think that Caleb Plant has the best chance of beating him, just like Money think that Jermall Charlo got the best chance, and my man Coach think that he has got the best chance. We gonna get to see it. We gonna get to see. Like I said, I think that Charlo, he right there. You feel me? He's there now. I mean, Canelo, he there at 168 now, so you know where to come see him at. What's good with you, Batman?
Man, what's up? What's up, Coach? What's up, Keon? What's up, man, I don't have no hatred towards Canelo. I got hatred towards motherfuckers who think they the greatest in boxing, but move like bitches in boxing. It's a difference. He moves like a bitch. He moves like a bitch. It's no other way around it. All right, you say Boo Boo ain't fight nobody. Boo Boo still, y'all keep on saying him and Charlo trying to chill fight. He tried to make the fight with Charlo. Charlo don't want to fight him.
So does Charlo move like a bitch?
Oh yes, he does now. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let you cook, Batman. If you're gonna keep the same energy with all of them across the board, I don't have no problem with what you're saying. If you're gonna keep the same energy, I'll have no. You can call Canelo a bitch a million times if that's how you feel. If you're gonna keep the same energy for all of them, yes, so go ahead and cook.
Charlo move like a bitch now. He moved like a bitch on Andre, and he moved like a bitch on Benavidez. So his brother even told you he moving different. His own brother told he ain't say he moved like a bitch. He just said he moved different.
I agree.
So
look who he's fighting, bro.
He don't want to fight Boo Boo Andrade, cause listen, he's about to fight Billy Joe Saunders at 160. But when Billy Joe Saunders lost his belt to Demetrius Andrade, he was like, hold on, I don't even want that belt no more. That's exactly what he did. I don't even want that belt no more. Let me start moving around and seeing what I can do. Oh, Rocky Fielding. Oh, I can go fight him. I can go fight. Come on, man. The man been fighting all wounded animals for the past 3 years. But
that last fight wasn't a wounded animal, though. I'm not gonna give him that show.
Billy Joe was a
but he had the belt.
Fighter.
Yeah, but he better than the guys he been fighting. He better than fucking Yildirim. He better than Kevin Smith. He better than them fucking guys. So I'm give them credit for this fight that he just had.
Callum Smith and Billy Joe. Listen, Callum Smith and Billy Joe was world champions. That you can't take that shit away.
Who was the world champion? So I don't give a fuck about that shit. And y'all dogging the shit out of him.
No.
Some of y'all dog the shit out of him. He a world champion.
You say who?
I say Demetrius Andrade is a world champion, but I ain't gonna say y'all. Keon dogs the shit out of him.
I better say, because I don't dog Andrade.
I don't like him. I don't like him because he's goofy. You know what I'm saying? Now, but I have told you. But I didn't told you that he was a. I told you in the past that he was a hell of a fighter. Have I not? Do I not come on here and I say he's a hell of a fighter? But he ain't as good as we think he is because he never had fought nobody.
Cause don't nobody want to fight him. He had one mistake in boxing. That's not fighting the Charlo Jermall. That was one mistake. But after that, he been putting the foot on the gas on everybody. He wanted to fight Billy Joe. Billy Joe coming in, when it was time to fight him, Billy Joe wanted to steroid up.
He popped dirty on Andrade.
He wanted to steroid up.
Yeah.
And then when he gets the belt, Canelo don't want to be 160 undisputed no more. And there ain't nobody say nothing about that.
Well, yeah, we did because Jermall was the one who caused them to move to 168 because Jermall was his mandatory at 160, and he fucking gave up that belt.
He gave up more than one belt at 160 when it was time for him. When it was time for him to fight, when he was taking too long to make the decision between fighting Andrade for the undisputed, Devin Chico was his mandatory in the IBF, and the IBF was about to force him to fight Darren Chico, and he let the belt go.
Right?
Come on, man, he did a rock and horse shit in boxing. But
he been moving funny. He been moving funny, but Jermall been moving funny. The only one that's consistent is Benavidez and Andrade. Andrade won't fight anybody. So, but Jermall is moving funny. Look who he fighting. You know,
everybody want to fight the money man. They pose to want to fight the money man.
Yeah, but that don't fucking always work out. David Benavidez lost his belt on the scales, and he willing to fight anybody. He don't care who it is. He said that, you know, and he's doing exactly what he said. He said, I want to fight it. I want to fight all the top fighters. And when I get my chance at Canelo, that's who I want. He done gave up hope of him being next because he know that's not gonna happen. So he's willing to get back in the ring.
It's not gonna happen, but I can see why Andrade and Charlo keep on hawking them because was supposed to fight me. We were supposed to fight at 154. Then
Right.
when it get to 160, when I do have my title, when you proclaim to be the undisputed champion at 154, when Billy Joe Saunders had it, but your attitude changed when I got the belt. Your attitude changed.
Hey,
Let
man.
me read the super chat. Let me read this super chat. Carl Brown in the super chat. He said, "Family, y'all cooking real talk. Appreciate you, fam." Yeah, y'all go ahead.
But now, y'all, he's slipping now. If he think he can beat Sweet Hands is gonna fuck him up. I'm trying to tell y'all.
So if he
I
beat
don't
Sweet
know.
Hand ass and stop him, then what?
I don't know about that one. I don't think he could keep him off of him.
Right. So if he going to beat Sweet Hand ass, then what, man?
Man, he's not gonna do none of that.
I just said if he going there with Sweet Hand ass, then what?
Then when Sweet Hands beat the shit out of him, then what?
If Sweet Hand beat the shit out of him, I'm giving that nigga all the credit in the world. Shit.
For sure. I like Yellow Plant.
So if Canelo beat the shit out of him, then what, man?
It's not gonna happen. I'm going.
Oh no! I just said I'm giving Sweet Hand all the credit in the world. So if Canelo beat the shit out of him, then what, man?
Sweet Hand's supposed to get his credit. When Canelo gonna get credit for beating Sweet Hands, but
no, I'm talking about from you. I ain't talking about Canelo.
what?
I'm talking about from you.
Oh, he gonna get his credit for beating him, but
okay.
But he need to fight the fight. Slim, the man ain't number 30, 31.
Canelo done fought 6
30.
in a row.
He 30.
6 in a row. Now,
six melanemic people he done fought in a row. They melanemic.
All right, let me run down this nigga. Let me run down this nigga fight joint. When he beat what's my man name? Oh, God damn. Who fought Floyd? The day Floyd.
American. Oh, no, I'm tripping. You say fought Floyd? Shane Mosley?
No, not Shane, but God damn. Miguel.
Cotto. Okay, Cotto.
All right. When he beat Miguel at 160, he was supposed to fight Triple G.
155?
No, he beat him at 160.
155.
He was at 155.
155? Ain't no 155.
Yeah, he made
right.
the
He made his own division.
He made his own division.
But it was for the 160 belt.
Right, but they fought at
Right?
155, yeah.
It was for the 154 belt. It was for the
No, don't look at it. I just looked at it. It was for the
It was
160. It was 160 belt.
Yeah,
it was 160.
Well, they fought at 155.
That's when Triple G told him, "Give me my belt or fight me."
Oh yeah, you're right. It was at 160, but
Canelo made his own division.
Yeah, right. But that was it. But see, if they had a fought at 160, motherfucking Cotto would have never been able to fight at 160.
Listen. All right, but listen to this. Then he defended the title against who he knocked out. What's his man? British boy, man.
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan. He defended the title against Amir Khan, right?
Yep.
But wait, 2 years later, the fight Triple G, and then you waited till you saw what's his name?
He gave up the WBC belt. He gave it up.
He gave it up, but you waited until Jacobs made Triple G look like he was human. That's when you wanted to fight him. Come on, man. Y'all don't see the bitch shit in that shit?
Right, but hold on, Bat. Let me say this, right? You keep talking about what he did and this and that, right? Let's talk about right now, because a lot of these fighters did shit that we don't
he
like.
Still got bitch in his blood.
A lot of these fighters have done shit that we don't like how they move. So we could go and pick apart. We could pull up any fighter and pick apart some shit. Hold on, we could go and do that with any fighter and pick apart shit that they didn't did or they didn't move. Let's talk about what he's doing now. Let's move forward.
Right, let's move forward.
Because all of these fighters that we talking about, every fighter that we named,
nobody good. Because don't nobody
every fighter that we've named, Batman, They have done some shit to where we like, what the fuck is they doing? All of them. So let's stop talking about. Let's talk about what he's doing now.
Not
What he
Earl.
doing now? He picked Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders won a belt from a bum. All right, let's go.
But if you to be undisputed at 168, he had to fight Billy Joe. It's funny, right? It's funny how.
Listen,
wait, hold on.
It's funny how when David lost his title, he wanted to campaign at 68.
Hey, but check this out, right? Check this out.
On,
it's funny how Billy Joe, right? When Billy Joe was chasing down motherfucking Golovkin, when Billy Joe was a hell of a fighter then. You know what I'm saying? He was a hell of a fighter, right? A lot of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? He was a hell of a fighter. All of a sudden, he go and lose to Canelo. Billy Joe wasn't never shit.
No, I give him credit, bro. Billy Joe. I'm
just saying that a lot. So I'm not saying you, coach, but a lot of people move the goalposts. A lot of people moving the goalposts. If he go out there, right, and I think that Caleb Plant can beat Canelo, right? I think that I'm not saying that he will beat Canelo. I'm saying that if Caleb Plant is on his A game, I think Caleb Plant is the man that can beat Canelo right now, right? So if he go out there and beat Caleb Plant, motherfucking people gonna move the goalposts. Caleb Plant would never shit. Caleb Plant, he ain't who had Caleb Plant beat. What was Caleb? They gonna move the goalposts, right?
Caleb Plant just sold his title. He threw the fight.
Yeah, Caleb Plant threw the fight. He just wanted a payday. I'm telling y'all, if he beat Caleb Plant, they gonna say the same shit. Caleb Plant just wanted a payday. Caleb Plant wasn't this and he wasn't that, right? He go out there and he beat Demetrius Andrade. If he do that, right, he fight Demetrius. Well, Demetrius Andrade, he wasn't the same. You see what he looked like in such and such his last fight. He waited for Demetrius Andrade to get older. It's always gonna be some shit. They did the same thing to Floyd.
Hey, but the last three fights before this fight, the last 3 fights before this fight, that was some bullshit fight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen, I don't know.
Now him beating Billy Joe and shattering his eye. If he wouldn't have got his eye shattered, that fight was gonna start changing course. No, but it happened. It happened. He didn't come in there with a fractured orbital. Canelo gave it to him. So you got to give Canelo his fucking credit as far as beating Billy Joe Saunders. Now, if he get past Caleb Plant, you got to give him his credit. They're the champions. They are who they are. It's just like Earl fighting Ugas next. We don't think Ugas can beat him. And, I think Earl going to walk through him, especially now that he back with Blu-ray. But now you got you give Canelo his just due when he deserved it. Now, he didn't deserve it them last 3 fucking fights.
You got to give him Callum Smith, coach. Callum Smith was a champion, coach.
Huh?
Callum Smith, to me, was a world champion, right? And I can't take shit away from him. And Callum Smith, when he was a young fighter. Yeah, but you got to listen. We look at these fighters and we'll say they didn't fight like we know them how to fight. You got to get could it be a testament to just Canelo going in there walking his ass down? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we just got to get Canelo his just do as well. You feel me? Like, why didn't you do that? You got to blame the fighter if they didn't do what they supposed to do.
Hey, I'm blaming Caleb Smith because he fought like a hoe. He ain't fought like he normally fight.
But it's different levels. He never been in the ring with nobody like Canelo. It's levels.
If you look at the Keon, if you look at the fight, you can see that motherfucker was shaking in his boots just like Mike Tyson used to make people shake in his boots. He did not fight like
part of the fight game, coach. It's mental. That's a part of the fight game.
So you can't be an A-class fighter if a motherfucker can break you mentally. You can't be an A-class fighter. If you an A-class fighter, motherfucker can't break you mentally. You can't break Sean Porter mentally. You can't break Terrence Crawford mentally. You can't break Aaron Spence mentally.
I never said Callum Smith was A-class now. I never said, you know what I'm saying? I never said Callum Smith was A-class, but he was still a world champion.
True, he was. But then, like I said, they took and threw David Benavidez. David Benavidez, you can't break that motherfucker. I don't care what you do. You got to kill that motherfucker to break him.
That's true, but coach, he got to blame his damn self for losing that title as well. Because Canelo was coming to 168. You know what I'm saying? That's his second. Right, that's his second time losing that title.
Yeah, but why did the WBC do what they did? Because of money. We know why that happened.
Let me say this. I hear you, coach. You saying that you can't break David Benavidez, right? You got to kill him to break him, right? Right now, I'm gonna say this, right? We don't know because we ain't seen David Benavidez in there with nobody that's a killer like that. We never seen him in there with nobody, right? Billy Joe Saunders, right? Billy Joe Saunders got on camera himself, right? And said that you got to kill him in the ring to make him stop. He talked all the shit in the world. About Daniel Dubois. When Daniel Dubois suffered that eye injury, he got on camera and talked all the shit in the world and called Daniel Dubois everything, pussy and all type of shit, talking about you got to kill me to make me quit, right? He get in the ring with Canelo, and that shit that he was talking about went out the window. So that's what I'm saying. It's different levels. We can say that about David Benavidez all we want to. Until we see David Benavidez in that type of situation with that level of opponent, we don't know. Now let me read this.
You think Billy Joe can beat fucking David Benavidez?
Let me read this real quick. Let me read this. Coach knows. And before I read this, because I ain't read it yet, I'm gonna let you know that Coach know boxing. You know what I'm saying? Coach know boxing. You know what I'm saying? Coach in the gym, putting in work with these guys every day. You know what I'm saying? Just because we don't agree on everything, that don't mean that he don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Coach knows nothing about fighting, just hating on Canelo. He just he thinks by cursing he will make his point. Nah, that ain't so because
let me say this too. Just because y'all sending super chats with motherfucking with all these damn messages, don't mean they gonna get read, man. Y'all be respectful around this motherfucker. If you gonna have some stupid shit, leave that shit in the chat. Don't think because you're paying a couple dollars for the message.
Because what Coach is doing that a lot of people don't do, right? Is Coach is breaking down his points on why he feel the way that he feel. He's not just coming in here saying, "Oh, fuck Canelo, he ain't shit. Fuck Canelo, he a PDQ." He's breaking down his points.
I like that.
Ain't disrespected Canelo not one time. You know what I'm saying?
He must be talking about me. He must ain't talking about
me. He's talking about Coach.
Coach wasn't cussing. I'm the only one cussing.
No, he's talking about Coach.
How about this? Whoever said that, how about this? I don't know nothing about boxing. Well, I tell you what, I'll house you and put you in a hotel in New Orleans, and we can get in the ring and we can find out just how much boxing I know. Because I got a whole gym that I can show you. And you can come up in there and we can put the gloves on, and then we're going to put it on YouTube. So when I smash you, it's going to be as fuck. And we're going to come on here and show it and laugh at you. How about that?
Hey, but see, this is the thing, Coach, right? When I say that I think that Caleb Plant got the best chance that Caleb Plant could beat Canelo, I don't know shit about boxing. I don't know shit about boxing. Oh, you're fucking Caleb Plant this. So they, you know what I'm saying? What people got to understand, if somebody can break down why they saying what they saying, they know about boxing. Now, if I just come up in here, fuck, when people come in there and say, fuck that, fuck, he's a bitch and he just a PEDU. Well, tell me why you think that he ain't this and that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just come in here with that bullshit. Carl Brown said, call a spade a spade. I'm not a big fan of Canelo, but he fighting back. He says he's fighting back to back. So if Crawford can be called number one pound for pound, Canelo can be number one pound for pound. Like you can't.
I agree.
And that's a big fact because like the thing is we want to talk about Crawford number one. Well, he did this at 135 and 140. What he doing now? Right? That's why I have Canelo pound for pound number one, because what he doing now is screaming much louder than what Crawford has been doing in years. What Errol Spence is doing right now is screaming much louder than what Crawford has been doing in years. Jermall Charlo, what he doing right now is screaming a lot louder. You see what I'm saying? So
I agree.
That's just how I feel.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Errol Spence has put real champions back to back to back. He's the only one doing that. He came off a car accident and for the top 5 contenders at welterweight off an accident that he almost lost his life. To me, he's my number one pound for pound. To me.
So that shit again, man.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Canelo.
I don't have no beef with what you said, Batman. I just think that Canelo, I put Canelo above Errol Spence right now, but Errol Spence can go and take that. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence can take that.
Canelo more active, bro. I mean, even though he fought some bums, he's still more active, and he about to fight again before the year is out. You got to give him his credit. You know what I'm saying?
If Earl wouldn't have had the accident, Earl would have been. This would have been Earl. What? He'd have been for whoever had that WBA belt. He'd have been on Terrence Crawford right now.
We don't know that because Terrence Crawford don't want to fight him, so we don't know if that fight would have been made. I don't think that fight still would have been made.
Earl put the 4-4 press on Crawford ass.
Yeah, he putting the pressure, but you can't make a man get in the ring. But see, and this is my point, right? We talk about when we talk about Charlo and Andrade. Well, but Canelo. Well, Spence is not button. Goddamn Bud. Well, but he moving to the beat of his own drum.
No, ho. This was Spence was doing, man. He was calling them guys out. He was on them guys' heels, but he'd keep fighting. And once he finished his fight, he'd go back to Sean Porter and Danny Garcia and what's his name? Now he ain't fighting a long time. What's his name? Thurman. And he was on them niggas' heels after his fight.
But he still made his own way. He still was making his own great fights.
Yes, but he was still on them guys' heels.
Yeah, but he wasn't letting them stop him from making his own great fights and moving to the beat of his own drum.
Listen, this the thing. Andrade cannot make the top guys fight him.
He can't get Triple G. Triple G got the IBF, or I think the IBF. Triple G don't want to fight him. Triple G don't want to fight Jermall. They can only fight each other.
Who got the WBA?
Jaime Munguia, huh?
Nah, Jaime Munguia not the champion yet.
Well, somebody else got the belt. I know Jermall got a belt. Who got a drug?
The Japanese got the belt. Murata.
Yeah.
A Chinese dude got the belt. And
the Murata, the Japanese.
Yeah, the Japanese dude got the belt. And Charlo got a belt.
And Triple G got the belt.
And don't
Triple G a whole bitch.
Triple G
now, that's who you need to be talking about as a whole bitch is Triple G.
Murata got the WBA, Triple G got the WBO, Andrade got the IBF, and Charlo got the WBC.
Triple G definitely a whole bitch right now, but that's because of age.
Nah.
I mean, I think if it was 2015, Triple G would have tried his hand.
No, he wouldn't, because
he had a chance. The coach
he was mandated to fight Charlo. He was mandated to fight Charlo to get a crack at another crack at Canelo, and Canelo dropped the belt, and they wanted to fight a interim title fight against Charlo, and Triple G said no.
Yeah, man, that's coach. They went on Nate Boxing Nation. Abel Sanchez talking about he'll never get a chance. No, he disrespected Triple G by calling him Little G. He just said Little G. He disrespected him. He would never get the fight. I told G never fight him.
His excuse, money. His excuse was black fighters don't sell. That's what Abel said.
Yeah. Said that as well.
Abel Sanchez said.
Said that as well. Yeah, that's a fact.
But you fucking Big Wade. You gonna fight Dominic fucking Wade.
But they keep on saying,
Triple G been a bitch. He was the most right. HBO hyped him and made him look like a killer. And you know what? What HBO did in the opponents that they put Triple G in the ring with, he's a solid fighter. But what they did, right? What they did is they made him look like a killer, right? Put him in the ring with all tailor-made opponents, right?
Right.
That was just exactly right for his style, right? And they made all them other fighters, they were scared of Triple G. They believed the hype. HBO made them believe that hype, right? Because Daniel Jacobs was scared to fight him. Goddamn Kid Chocolate was scared of him. A lot of them dudes were scared of him, but he wasn't fighting nobody. They didn't have the motherfucking the brain to look and say, hold on, you know what?
That's by design, Keon.
Huh?
That's by design, brother. That's
right. They designed that.
What they was doing. That wasn't.
They designed that. You can't say that's what Canelo doing. Come on. Don't do that. Look at Canelo fought. Canelo ain't tricking. Bro, no, it ain't.
Who choose?
Don't do that, Batman. You cannot compare how Triple G moved throughout his whole career and say it's the same thing that Canelo doing. Come on, bro.
The past 3 years, this is exactly what Canelo is doing. The
Man.
same thing you said.
Keon, he got a point, bro. He got a point because just think about it like this. He avoided Charlo and Charlo was his mandatory. And this motherfucker requested a new made-up belt. Then, bro, when the last time he fought a brother, man? Let's be honest. Then he gonna talk about I don't want to fight. Now you don't want to fight.
He fought Daniel Jacobs.
He fought when? How long ago was that? And was Daniel Jacobs?
You asked me when was the last he fought Daniel Jacobs.
He ain't look super good. He
Daniel
Jacobs beat him against Daniel Jacobs.
He beat him.
He beat him.
He ain't look super good.
I mean,
he fought him and he beat him.
Jacobs a hell of a fighter.
Stop moving the goalposts.
I'm not finna try to say Canelo or nothing like that, right? Because I want him to fight Andrade. I wanted him to fight Charlo, right?
I did too.
When we look at the situation now, right? Him being at 168, he at the division he's at, and you going to that division and you facing all the champions. Whether we say Benavidez has been there or not, he's still facing the world champions in the division. And when we look at Caleb Plant, and it still have to be done to see how the fight plays out, things of that nature. I think everybody hold Caleb Plant to a higher standard. You feel me?
Hey, but you gotta look at it like this too, though, bro.
Let me tell you this though, Coach. When we look at Caleb Plant, we put Caleb Plant on the level of a Jermall Charlo and on the level of a Demetrius Andrade, right? When we looking at him, we looking at the skill set, right? We looking at him as the bigger fighter, right? He can hold his own with all these dudes. So my thing, how I square the shit off as, okay, you still fight all these cats that's in the same, right? Because I look at Gervonta Davis when he fight Mario Barrios, he's in the same. If you put Barrios at 35, he'd be in the same competition with T.O., Devin, and all them. So when I'm looking at Caleb Plant,
no, he won't. To
me, just to me, Mario Barrios at 135 would be in the same sense with all them dudes right there. So me, when I'm looking at Caleb Plant, and we're looking at Andrade, we're looking at Charlo, we're looking at David Benavidez, he's right there with them dudes. They all in the same realm, whether we like it or not. And if he's fighting one, if it's not the other, he's fighting the other. If he's not fighting him, he's fighting the other. It's still in the same realm to me, bro. Of course, I want to see him because they got different styles. But at the end of the day, it's still in the same realm. So I'm still gonna give him credit, man. I'm still gonna give him that. Like I said, I'm not knocking nobody. They want to talk about Brutal. We want to talk about the Andrade situation because I don't think Andrade beat him. I think he's a hell of a fighter. I still think Andrade got the skills to beat anybody, right? But I still think Canelo win. I think Charlo give him the best shot with the jab. But I'm not gonna just shit on him, and I ain't saying y'all, but you still got to give him credit because he's right there in the same realm. He's still in the same realm.
I never said none of that. To the point, I said Canelo is doing the same thing HBO did with Triple G. His last 3 to 4 fights, he's doing the same thing. He is picking who picks his opponents. He does. He goes there and look at the tape and says, I might got a better chance against him, so I'm gonna go after him.
Dude, he requested Avni Yildirim. He requested this dude. But come on, bro. And then
I shit all on him for the Avni Yildirim fight. I ain't have.
We got on his helmet for that shit.
But that's who he requested. So now he gonna make the excuse when it's time to fight David Benavidez. I don't want to fight a Mexican. Well, what if all the black fighters say we don't want to fight all the black?
He said he will fight David Benavidez. That's why I said earlier, Coach. He said he stayed at 168. Hold on, my bad. Let me read this super chat. I missed. My man Carl Brown back in that super chat again. Appreciate you. He said that's why I have Spence #1 in the world or welterweight, but welterweight. Yeah, he said that's why you got Spence #1 in welterweight, but #2 behind Canelo in boxing as a whole. Real talk, yeah, because you got. That's how I agree with you. But I think that Errol Spence, right? Within the next year, within this, he can come take that. He can take that. You feel what I'm saying? But right now, to me, it's Canelo.
I strategically went up to 175 and fought a wounded animal. I didn't go after the strongest motherfucker up there.
bro.
But I mean, that's like Roy Jones going up to heavyweight fight John
Right.
Luis because he understand. You got to pick. Hey, at 175, you got to pick wisely.
Like, got knocked the fuck out.
You got
okay,
to
wait, hold on.
pick wisely.
Hold on,
like,
Bat.
going up to that type of weight class, bro.
Bat, see what you're doing, right? Wait, but hold on,
54 to 75.
Bat, see what you're doing, right? Okay, yeah. You saying that he strategically went up to 175 and fought Kovalev, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, hold on, let me finish. He made his own motherfucking way, whether you like what he did or didn't, right? Because the rest of them dudes, who the fuck they went up and fought? Who did they go up and fight?
They don't have the star power to do it.
No, don't give me that they don't have the star power to do it. Hold on. Hold on. Jermall Charlo called out David Benavidez, right? They with the same promoter, right? They with the same promoter when David Benavidez, right, called this motherfucking bluff. He sat back down and said, "No, I'm just playing. Y'all know I wasn't for real." Don't give me that shit about. Don't tell me about Canelo moving up to 175 when the rest of these motherfuckers ain't moving nowhere.
But he's going home. If I move up to 175,
it ain't no but to it. It ain't no but to it.
Listen. If I move up to 175, I'm going after the dog at 175. I'm not.
He ain't gonna do that.
I'm not taking the weakest link. I'm not gonna go after the weakest link.
He's still right. He
did 68 too.
I don't right.
He did,
what I'm saying
68 when he first moved to 168. He did it to Rocky.
I'm not going after the
hey, what I'm saying.
He didn't fuck with Benavidez.
What I'm saying is I don't like those fights, right? But he still is making his own way, right? Yeah, whether you like who he fight or not, he's still moving up, coming back down. He making his own way. So don't tell me about they can't do that because they ain't got the star power. Because when one of them had a chance to do it, what did he do, Batman?
Who you talking about? I've been saying Charlo is a bitch. He ducked Demetrius Andrade, then he just ducked Benavidez. So what is you talking about? He ducked the nigga out his weight class.
Okay, well
he ducked the nigga out his weight class. What are you talking about?
Okay. Now Demetrius Andrade, right? I think did he have a 168-pound fight?
He was trying to get Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Yep.
I'm saying. Go ahead, money.
Hold on, what do you say now?
Him and Billy Joe was going to fight at 160. But
when Billy Joe came back, listen, and when Billy Joe came back and got the 168 belt, he wanted to go up and fight Billy Joe for the 168 belt.
Yep.
And Billy Joe ducked him.
And first he got caught with the PEDs, and then after that he decided not to fight Boo Boo Andrade.
Okay, this is my thing. Hold on, Key. This is my thing with Andrade and Jermall, right? See, and it's the same thing we said about Gary Russell Jr. too. All right, y'all steady calling somebody out. Y'all steady calling out motherfucking Canelo. Y'all steady calling out motherfucking Caleb Plant. Billy Joe Saunders, things of that nature. While sitting y'all ass at 160 pounds, bro. I don't give a fuck. If you send your ass in one weight class calling out somebody and you're not going to that weight class, it's not real to me, bro. It's not real. No. It's not real because you're not picking your ass up. Because if you really want that, if you want them, you take your ass up. I don't give a fuck. Go up to the weight class and do it. Don't sit here. I'm gonna hold my title at 160. I want to fight you. You move. I want to fight you, but you still sitting your ass down there at 160, not taking your ass to 160. It becomes real to me when you go to that weight class. I don't give a fuck if you say, "Oh, he got to fight," or he got to tell me he want to fight me. No, you go hunt his. If you want to really hunt his ass down, drop your title and go to 168 and show me that it's real.
Now, let me get to that.
Hold on, show me that it's real. Because when I'm looking at the situation, bro, I'm not. Look, fuck the past at the moment. This is where we at right now, right? Andrade is a world champion. Charlo is a world champion. Both of them sitting in the same division, calling out a man at 168 who's about to fight Caleb Plant in September. Neither one of you Negroes is getting that fight. Yeah, I know y'all not getting the fight. He said it in the fucking ring. What do you want? Eddie Hearn is going after Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant looked like he already said he gonna take the fight. He's not gonna pass up his biggest bag. He's not gonna pass up a big ass fight with Canelo Alvarez, right? So now, why don't you Negroes make the fight happen between yourself and be right there on the same stage with a big ass fight, right? Because that's a hell of a fight in boxing. We're not gonna keep talking about, oh man, he didn't want to do this with him. He doing this, he doing that. No, you motherfuckers still sitting at 160 talking about Charlo, fuck this shit. I'll drop my belt. I'll do this. You don't have to drop your belt, nigga. You can go fight Demetrius Andrade and gain you another belt. You feel me? And do what you got to do in your weight class. Quit all this, because of this shit and that shit, because I'm not having no sympathy, bro. Like, fuck all this sympathy talk. Fight is for you, bro.
Hey, hold on, Coach. Coach, can I say something? Can I
go ahead.
Can I break that down? All right, cool. I'm going to start off with my little brother first. Bam, my little brother getting blackballed.
No, I'm not talking about that, man. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he said he want to do this, he want to do that.
I let you talk.
But he was still I got you, bro. I got you, man. But he's sitting at 126.
Can I keep
130 and chase the niggas then?
I just let you talk. He's going to keep his belt. But if one of these dudes...
Let them know who y'all talking about. Batman, let the people know who y'all talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about Gary Russell Jr. All right. He's getting blackballed. When one of these guys want to sign a contract outside his weight class, because the belt is the only leverage you got. But to me, he don't have no leverage with his belt. But that's all right. So Floyd Mayweather never just jumped to the next weight class to fight the next champion. All right then.
Yeah.
So all right then. My brother's a champion. He shouldn't have to go fight no other motherfucker. We want to go after the champion. So bam. All right, cool. And with Andrade and Demetrius, Charlo and Demetrius, Charlo don't want to fight him. He's not just chasing. Don't just sit around here like Andrade is just chasing Canelo. He's not. He's chasing Canelo and and Charlo.
Triple G. And Triple G.
Well, Triple G and Charlo man wasn't on that shirt.
Yeah, but he was
at a Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders fight. Whoever won,
that nigga's name should have been on that shirt.
You got to understand why.
That nigga's name should have been on that shirt.
That's because Billy Joe backed out the fight with him, and because Canelo been avoiding him since 154. So that's why he had that shirt on, because Billy Joe and him were scheduled to fight.
So let me say this, right? And this is my point I was trying to get off earlier, right? You talking about, well, Canelo moved up and he fought this guy. He didn't fight that guy. He moved up and he fought this guy. Okay, well, right? Demetrius Andrade. Is anybody on here right now gonna tell me that if Demetrius Andrade wanted to move up to 168 and have a credible fight and call out David Benavidez, that David Benavidez wouldn't have fought Demetrius Andrade?
I'm not saying that David Benavidez is gonna willing to fight everybody.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Benavidez ain't call out.
But hold on. My point that I'm making is these guys can make their own way. Who wouldn't want to see David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade fight at 168? That's a hell of a fight. Move the needle and make your own way and stop worrying about what he doing. Because y'all ain't doing shit.
Let me say one thing. But you got to understand the difference. Let me tell you what the difference is. The difference is the belts. Canelo, every time he move up, he gets a shot at a title. Every time he moved up. When he moved up to 168, he got a shot to beat Rocky Fielding. When he moved up to 175, they gave him a chance to win a belt. Now, these guys, why it's not the same for everybody? Right now, if he goes to fight Benavidez, it's not for no belt.
But coach, is that a Canelo problem or is that a problem in boxing? They're letting Canelo move.
It's a boxing problem. It's all of these organizations. That's who the fuck it is.
Exactly. So it's like this. You heard it. You heard of the saying, like, right? If they let you take an inch, you're going to take 10 and so on and so on. So Canelo is going to do as much as they let him do, right?
True.
That's a problem in boxing.
But
right?
that's what I just told you. You said that's not the problem. But I'm
saying, so y'all get mad at Canelo because they let him do what he fucking want to. Be mad at Mauricio Suleiman and your crooked motherfuckers.
I'm mad at Canelo because he's not going to fight the dogs. He's not going to fight the number one person.
He's fighting Caleb Plant. What you mean?
When he went to 75, he went to fight who?
He is fighting.
Who's the
hold on.
Canelo tried to fight Beterbiev too. Canelo tried to fight Beterbiev.
Let me say this.
People said Canelo ain't want to fight him.
See, hold on. This where this shit sounds silly, Batman, because right, y'all moving the goalposts, right? Right. No. Canelo came from 147. The man 5'7". But you talking about he ain't go. No, hold on. You talking about he ain't go to 175 and fight Beterbiev. Come on, what the fuck that sound like?
So why
the man came from 147. So you are still
175.
So for him to even get for him to even get in the ring with Kovalev.
Oh man,
that's showing that his nuts is big right there to even get in the ring with Kovalev coming from 147 pounds. But you want to move the goalpost hold on. You want to move the goalpost and say, well, he didn't fight Beterbiev. The motherfucker came from 147 pounds.
Man, these dudes spar with heavyweights.
Bro, stop.
Hold up. These dudes spar with heavyweights. They spar with 175.
Oh, now you want to talk. Now you want to talk about who he sparred.
No, I'm just saying.
Come on,
they get in the ring with bigger dudes anyway.
It don't matter. I don't give a fuck if they get in the ring with King Kong and sparring. We're talking about legit fights.
I got a question for you.
They don't spit spar heavyweights. He ain't gonna move to light heavyweight.
Keon, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Canelo would be talking this? Hold on, man.
My fault, coach.
Do you think that he would be talking this undisputed shit if Dave Benavidez had that fucking belt? Be honest.
I think he will. Yes, he will.
I don't think so because he didn't.
But Benavidez don't skirt Canelo, coach.
All right,
I get what you're saying, right? When he look, wait a minute. When he was 168,
let's talk what he gonna do now.
Canelo and Caleb Plant was scheduled before Benavidez lost his title. Understand that one, right? He was going to reign at 68, bro. That's where he was going to. Benavidez, we looking at the situation. Yes, they threw the title. Now I felt like the title. I think when you scripted for the title, I thought 1 and 2 in the WBC should have fought for the title. But like I say, we know the politics in boxing and shit. They looking at Canelo and they looking at that big ass paycheck and they want that percentage. But still, I think if Benavidez had the title, Canelo will still be talking about undisputed. I don't think Benavidez, shakes Canelo up like that to where he's like, okay, we like his style of things of that nature. But looking at Benavidez being that young kid, Canelo, he ain't gonna beat Canelo. He ain't gonna beat Canelo.
All right, let me get the super chat. Let me get the super chat real quick, y'all. D Gray throwing the towel boxing in that super chat. Appreciate you, D Gray. Now go ahead, y'all go.
Hey, now listen to this.
Go ahead,
listen to this though. All right, if he not so scared, then at 160 he had a chance. He was one fight away. But when them guys, I guess he did their homework on their tape, and he was like, "Damn, man, I don't feel like going through this." Why?
Hey, my thing is this. That shit didn't start. This motherfucker got 2 belts for one. He got 2 belts for one, and that's how come that undisputed shit started talking. When he got that fucking belt thrown in that fight with him and fucking Callum Smith, when they threw that fucking belt up in that fucking mix, that's when the undisputed shit, because he got 2 for 1. That's what he got. He got 2 belts for 1 fight. And before that, you never heard that shit come out his mouth until after he won that fucking belt from fucking Callum Smith and that WBC belt was thrown up in the mix. He wasn't talking that shit about undisputed when fucking David Benavidez had that fucking belt. You heard him mention David Benavidez's fucking name. And if anybody can show me different, put the video on YouTube because that's bullshit.
I agree.
Who's to blame for Canelo getting that belt though, coach?
I agree with you, Coach, right? But I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up, right? Because I gotta get off. But I agree with you, right, Coach? But this is what I said, right? And me and Money went at it about this before, right? I agree with you because when the fight was named with Billy Joe, right? Me and Money was debating back and forth because I didn't like the fight, right? But he came out with a plan. He said, I'm gonna fight Billy Joe. Then I want to make the fight with Caleb Plant, right? And I said, damn, he said Caleb Plant. He really gonna fight Caleb Plant? At that point, I said, I gotta give him his respect. I gotta give him his respect because
I give him his respect.
Yeah, because it's about what you are. We can't continue to go, well, at 154, he didn't. At 154, okay. We've been on that. I didn't got on his head about not fighting Demetrius Andrade and goddamn Jermall Charlo at 154, right? But we cannot continue to use that because now we got to say, okay, well, now he fighting some, you know what I'm saying? He fights some credible opponents now. Like he getting down and he fights some credible opponents. Then you got to go back and look at throughout his whole resume who he's fought, right? And he's done great things in his career. So we got to give him his credit and stop trying to move it. And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying that overall, we got to give him his credit and say, look, you know, hey, he a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
he a hell of a fighter.
Difference? What's the difference between Canelo and Errol Spence?
Right now?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Well, Errol Spence is fighting any and everybody that is at that top level that he can get fights with in his weight division.
That's
just the difference to me.
That's not just that. You got Errol Spence fought a person for each belt. He fought a person for each belt. When he get the third belt, he gonna be to fight 3 different people. 3 different people. Canelo Alvarez is gonna have 4 belts. How many people he fought for him? If he beat Caleb Plant, how many people he fought for them belts?
If he beat Caleb Plant, 3.
He fought 3 people. Yeah. That's the difference. That's the difference. If Errol Spence beat Terrence Bud Crawford for that 4th belt, Errol Spence fought 4 fighters. When Canelo win this, if he beat Caleb Plant, he fought 3 fighters. The real fucking champion, you didn't fight him, right? They put that shit in the mix. So how you gonna be undisputed when you fought for 4 fucking times, and neither one of them people you fought had 2 belts.
Right, I love the Benavidez fight with Canelo, right? But at the same time, like Money said earlier, we gotta hold David Benavidez, right, accountable for why he don't have that belt.
Okay, well,
him accountable. Didn't nobody tell him not to make weight.
Okay, Keon, you punished him, right? You punished him 3 times, though, bro. You didn't punish him 1 time or even 2 times. You punished him 3 times. How you gonna punish for 1 offense? You gonna give him 3 fucking punishment? Losing the belt on the scale, that's a punishment. I done said this over and over. I said it on Money Show. The second thing was you let Canelo fight for his belt. The third thing was you came back and skipped over me and let fucking Yusuf fight. Instead, I'm the number 1. I'm the mandatory. But you skipped over me. So that's 3 penalties for 1 offense, bro. That's a fact, dog.
Yeah. That's why I don't blame the WBC for that shit. I see they let him get away with that, but I'm still not gonna say, oh, he's not undisputed, because that's the same thing people try to do with. They try to do that with Devin Haney, and they try to do that with Dennis Ugas, and I can't let that ride, Coach. If I stand up for one, I gotta stand up for the next. At the end of the day, At the end of the day, he got the title, right? He gonna have all 4 scraps. To become undisputed, you gotta have all 4 scraps. I understand your method, your logic. To you still ain't beat the man who's really the WBC champion. And I don't knock you on that situation, but at the end of the day, you know, if you got them 4 titles, you feel me? Not like that Teofimo shit where you got the franchise shit. You got them 4 titles, right? I gotta get that man his credit. He's the undisputed champion. You know what I mean? He's the undisputed now. To come back and fight the manly thing to do, to turn around and get David Benavidez a shot, now that'd be the manly thing to do right there. Now that'd be the manly thing.
So I want to see how he moves. from now.
Difference. Teofimo Lopez fought for the franchise title. That's the difference.
No, I don't count no franchise shit.
I mean,
I don't count that shit.
Man,
I'm
y'all
sorry.
gave it to Canelo, so y'all got.
I ain't get Canelo shit. I ain't get Canelo shit. I don't count that franchise shit.
He was with.
But Canelo got the WBC belt though.
Jermall Charlo was the number one WBC champion to me.
That's the reason why they threw the belt in there, the WBC belt. That he got at 168 because he was the franchise champion at 160. That's the only reason the belt got thrown in there.
I'm talking about he got the real WBC. I'm talking about I'm not talking about no franchise shit. I'm talking about the real WBC. He got the title that Benavidez lost on the scale. I ain't talking about no weak ass franchise shit.
He had the franchise title at 160. That's the reason he got to fight for the WBC belt at 168.
Whatever the reason was, that, whatever the reason was, he got the real. To me, he got the real WBC scrap. Now, if they came in talking about, oh well, Canelo has the franchise title, and I'd have been like, fuck no. No, I get what you said. The reason why he was able to fight for the WBC is because he was franchised at 160, so it gave him the opportunity to get the WBC at 168. I'm saying he has the real title. He has the real title, though. That's what I'm saying.
If you don't respect that title at 160,
I don't respect no franchise shit. I don't respect no franchise shit. On his shoulder is going to be the title.
The reason he got to fight for the belt.
I'm not talking about the reason, man. I'm talking about the title that he's going to have, not the reason. The title that he's going to have was the title that David Benavidez lost on the scale, bro. That is the WBC strap.
But he shouldn't even have to fight. He shouldn't have the chance to fight for it.
Hey, that's what Coach saying. I agree with you. I thought number 1 and 2. But I'm saying he's going to have the real title, though, at the end of the day.
Can I explain? He shouldn't even fought for that WBC belt at all. If you don't respect the franchise champion, he should never fought for that WBC at 168 at all. Because I'm not talking about.
I got you. I got you. I'm not talking about the reason he got it, or like you're saying, why he don't have the opportunity.
Respect it then.
The thing is, he's going to have the real title. No, I don't respect no franchise. What I'm telling you is, I respect the real title. At the end of the day, look, when we look at 168, right? When we look at 168, he's not going to have a franchise title. Somebody else not going to have. Wait a minute. He's not going to have the franchise title. Somebody else not going to have the WBC scrap. And they saying, oh well, Canelo got the franchise. No, he's going to have the real title at the end of the day, bro. I'm hearing what you're saying 100%.
WBC championship.
I'm hearing what you're saying. You saying the franchise is the reason why he's able to get the WBC title. You're saying if it weren't for the franchise at 160, then he would never had the opportunity to fight for the WBC title at 168. What I'm telling you is, bro, I don't give a fuck about the franchise, and you can't say that's making me respect it because I'm telling you he has the real title, bro. He has the real title. No, I don't respect no franchise shit. Bet. Just because the franchise at 168 made him put him in position to fight for the WBC scrap doesn't mean I respect a franchise title. What I'm telling you is I see that he has the real title, so I'm going to say that he is the undisputed champion, bro. Not saying that I respect it. I don't respect that franchise shit. I'm sorry, Queen. I'm sorry.
That's the only reason he's fighting for.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's going to have the WBC, the real WBC title.
Man, we gotta get ready to wrap it up, man. Everybody in here, hit the like button if y'all ain't hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you get these lives when we doing them every day. And then make sure that you go and subscribe to Money Brown TV. If you're not already subscribed to my brother Money Brown, make sure that you go over to Money Brown TV and subscribe to his channel and watch his videos he putting out every day. Man, great show. Like I said, we have a difference of opinion, but we all respect each other. You know what I'm saying? And we all know how to break down why we saying what we saying. Man, let me get your final words from you, Batman.
Oh man. I don't even want what's called, man. Canelo is he's not the greatest champion. He's a champion. He's a champion. He's not so great like everybody trying to put him to be. He has flaws. He looks at tape. He don't want to fight the people that will bring them flaws out. But you know, that's all I gotta say, man.
And let them know where to find you at, Batman.
Every Sunday on Drew Titan at 7:00, and you can find me on IG. Everything's still credible.
Already. Coach, let me get your last word from you, Coach.
Well, you know I love this shit. So disagree or not, I love this shit. So, you know, I just think that I'm not gonna take anything away from what Canelo, the way he's moving. You know, if that's the case, I would have to kind of take it away from Errol Spence the way he's moving. That last fight before this one with Yildirim, that was some bullshit. But you know, Errol Spence said it's strap season. Canelo said strap season, and he going after titles. It is what it is. I just don't think that everything is on the up and up for David Benavidez. I like him. I think he's the best fighter at 168. And until that fight happens, you know, you're gonna just have to let Canelo have his little crown right now. But I think David Benavidez is gonna dethrone him, to be honest with you. So, you know, I appreciate y'all having me on, bro. It's always fun.
Oh, you already know. Anytime, Coach. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. And Money, man, let him know.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love, man. It's been a pleasure. You know, we had a big dog Blue Blood come through. We got my big bro Bet, you know what I mean, who's a student of the game. We got Coach, who's a historian of the game. You know what I mean? We had some a lot of people in the chat today, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button for my brother Key. And like you said, y'all go over to Money Brown TV, as y'all see, MONNIE Brown TV. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at Money_the writer. We stream every fight, every Saturday. If you need some place to watch the fight, it's all love, man. We're gonna continue to grind, we'll continue to shine, we'll bring these hot debates. But like I say, these are brothers up here. Like, we all brothers. This ain't none of that made up shit that y'all just see. Y'all think y'all gonna be able to say some shit in the chat because y'all see us debating on some shit, and it is one of y'all favorite fighters. Because y'all will get checked it, you will get your ass blocked, and you will have to go make another account. You know what I mean? So if y'all
can come see me.
Exactly, because Coach gonna put the gloves on you, beat the shit out of you. He gonna fly you down, but he ain't flying you back home. He gonna bring you in, but you better have your own money to get back home. You feel me?
And subscribe to BN Boxing News, man.
Oh
yeah,
man,
BN Boxing News.
BN Boxing News, man. That's for sure. BN Boxing News. But it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the chat. Y'all came through show love today. Y'all know how Money Brown get down, man. Big dog status, family.
Yes, sir. And y'all already know how I do. Appreciate everybody in the chat, even the ones that's in there, you know, talking that bullshit, hating. I appreciate y'all too. Make sure that y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna be here tomorrow, same time. You know what I'm saying? Same place, same time. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again.
Hey, Keith.
I appreciate y'all. We out.
Hold on, Batman.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Batman.
One thing before I say, can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I meant to say it before my joint was over. Because a motherfucker box don't mean he ain't a bitch, man. Straight up, man.
Hey, some of these niggas ain't moving right, man, for real. Some of them ain't moving right.
Hey, don't let that man get y'all broke out there in them streets. Run up on a nigga if you want to.
For real, straight up. But yeah, we out of here.
He's a bitch. Batman said he's a bitch.
Hey, we out, man. Appreciate everybody. Hit that like button before y'all leave out. We gone.
There's semen in no department. Speed, power, chance, heart, none.
All right.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap a troll with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck a troll, what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time that Lester been black and eyes like Debo.
Like Debo?
And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Gon' watch me, you gon' steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8.
7-8.
And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I don't mess around, I don't fuck around. But I fuck around, not wear my crown.
Fuck around, not wear my crown.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go, talking that boxing again. Trill talk like fight fan. There you go, talking that boxing again. This trill talk like fight fan. There you go, talking that boxing again. Trill talk like fight fan.